That's a good thing. We continue to have very stable and low unemployment rates in the state. In fact, we have the 6th lowest unemployment rate in the country now.
Senior economist Richard Watkins says the pessimistic outlook results primarily from uncertainty over trade issues, including tensions with China. The Broncos' John Elway says they have their work cut out for them.
The situation that we're in, you know, a lot of times it's easy to identify a problem.
You suck, Elway, at picking talent. He should go out and start playing again. They'd do better. Okay, thanks for sharing, logo. I'm waiting for content from Mitch. Jesus, Mitch, you're killing me. Mitch.
Now, impact traffic.
Please.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
There's a few slow spots that remain on the highway drive in the metro area. South 225, a little heavy between Parker and Yosemite. All those look like they are moving a bit. Northbound I-25, a bit slow downtown either side of Colfax. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion. Eastbound a bit stop and go between Havana and Peoria. And westbound 270.
Would you just break that up?
Either side of Basket.
Okay, well,
Weather forecast. Going to be patchy drizzle this morning, then sunny this afternoon with a high near 70. Tonight mostly clear, overnight a low of 39. Tomorrow,
Hey, I have 480 new job opportunities on
right now,
LinkedIn.
overcast skies in the Mile High City and 45.
Wonder if
Impact traffic
presidents
planner,
will.
Wagner,
Right? Come on, Dana.
At
Could be.
Mattress Firm for a limited time,
Okay,
get
now
one
let's
free
look at
adjustable
this.
base with purchase of $6.99.
We got our launch of the credit card stuff Tuesday, man.
For 6 years. 0 down and 0
Good.
sign-in.
Good.
Shop the same-day sale online
Let me know what
and
commercials we need to do. This is going to save people.
Well, we're going to do a soft launch. We're going to do the email, and we're going to talk about it. Then we'll decide on the spots to run.
Homeowners 62 years
Follow?
older can live a
Now,
stress-free,
don't a lot of people have long-term contracts, Mark?
I don't think so.
You just have to keep up with
And even if they have a contract, doesn't mean it's been up for a while, you know?
I mean, I don't know how that works with people that take credit cards. If they wanted to get out of a contract, or do they just stop using it? Are they allowed to have more than one?
Anyone I ever entered into, I could leave at any time, so I don't know.
So, because they used to be long-term, so right now it's not prevalent in the industry. Do you remember how? And then long-distance service. Remember that? How that you always used to get people in and keep you captive.
303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 123334 regulated by the
Still doesn't have Zendesk up.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown. Kamala Harris says that she's a top-tier candidate, polling at just 4%. Yeah, you know what she is? A legend in her own mind.
Oh, after that thing on Facebook that Zuckerberg said.
What did he say?
He said he was going to, if they war
He'd have to
gets
sue
there,
the U.S. government.
he would sue the U.S. government.
About what?
And go to the mat.
They break up big tech.
Now, Tom
Warren.
Martino, the troubleshooter.
Your favorite person. Go, 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 go.
Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show anywhere of its kind. And the longest running show on radio with the same host currently on the air. Why do we say that? Because we are here to help. We have the authority, the ability, the resources to help what, you might ask? What? To help you when you're frustrated, you have nowhere else to go. 303-713-TALK is the number. 303-713-8255. Every day, I don't know, man, maybe it's just me, but every day I get confronted with stuff that just pisses me off. And I say, well, what am I going to do? Where do I talk about this? And you can talk about it right here. We talk about everything. We try to define it, but we can't. If it has to do with money, if it has to do with rights, if it has to do with responsibilities, if it has to do with your life, we talk about it. I am so interested on this case where a woman walked into the wrong apartment, a policewoman, and shot dead a black man in her apartment. They have uncovered some stuff. They have uncovered some stuff on her social media that would indicate she may be prejudiced. But did she enter with the intent to kill? And then she was found guilty. What was the actual charge? What was it? Was it involuntary manslaughter?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how it would be involuntary. She shot him.
Well, you know what I mean by that, Mark. As far as the homicide goes, she did not think, I'm going to kill the man that lives upstairs. and walk in to kill him. That's premeditation. I'm just curious because I had another observation that not one person brought up, not one, about how weird this situation is. Not one person brought it up. And I'm surprised. Now, Johnny, what's happening with you, Johnny?
Hello, Doctor. Tom. How you doing?
You can call me Doctor. I don't care. What's happening, man?
Well, I'm having trouble getting my roof fixed.
Okay, why are you having problems?
Well, the insurance company came out, and they have come out many times since we've owned this house. We bought this house as a fixer-upper.
All right, when you bought it, you said the insurance company came out. I want to say something. A lot of people don't understand this, but nowadays especially, insurance companies are sometimes demanding that you get your roof replaced before they'll cover it, or that you accept an ACV policy, which means actual cash value. So if it's an old decrepit roof, you get paid for an old decrepit roof. In your case, did they cover you from day one, or was it subject, or was it contingent on an inspection?
Contingent on an inspection.
And so was the roof ever covered?
Yes, it was, but they only gave me patch-up repair money.
It's called actual cash value in most cases. Johnny, who's your carrier?
Travelers Insurance.
Okay, that's a good company. Now, when did you buy the property and insure it?
1998.
Wait, that's when you bought the house?
Yes.
And in 1998, was the roof old?
Yes.
Okay, did you replace it?
No, the insurance wouldn't cover it.
Well, of course they wouldn't. You bought a house with an old roof. I'm just asking, at the time you bought it, did they cover the roof? At the time you bought it, you bought insurance. Was the roof covered?
No.
Okay. Then when did the roof have a claim?
Well, first
claim. When was that?
Oh, gosh.
Just roughly.
My health isn't very good. I'm trying to remember
just
everything.
like Johnny. Here's all I need to know. You bought it in 98, and a few years after that, it was destroyed by hail or hit by hail. Is that kind of accurate, a few years later?
Yeah, it was hit by hail. I called them. They came out. They got on the roof. And they just looked around, and they said, well, you don't have any hail damage. And I said, how can I not have any hail
Johnny,
damage?
Johnny, you said the roof wasn't covered from day one. So the roof was covered. You asked them to look at it. And did they cover that hailstorm? Yes or no? Yes, no, maybe some?
They covered some of it.
Okay.
They gave me, I think it was like $1,300.
I got you. It was covered partially. Now, what happened after that? I'm just trying to get up to today. What happened after that?
A few years later, we had another hailstorm.
Okay.
And wind, and it tore up the other
And then what?
part.
What did they cover?
They came out and they gave me another check for I think it was $1,600.
So it was partial. Again, partially covered. Then what happened?
Okay, let's see.
You understand I need a little background. So did this keep happening where it was piecemealed time after time?
Yes.
Okay.
Then it was piecemeal, and I told him, but hey, the tiles up there is hard as rock.
Okay.
I mean, the sun hitting it every day, 24 hours a day.
So it's a tile.
Summer.
It's a tile roof.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to know, why are you calling today?
Well, we had a guy. I had just gotten out of the hospital, and I was home. My wife went to work.
How long ago?
Oh, let's see. This was
Listen, weeks, months, years, I just need to know approximate.
About a year.
Okay, a year ago, what happened?
This guy came to the door, and he says, I noticed you got some roof damage, and it looks like you need some repairs. And I said, yeah, I do, and I'm trying to get it replaced, the whole roof replaced with the insurance company, but I'm having trouble with them. I'm trying to get it done.
Johnny, it's likely that this roof was never going to be covered because it was old when you bought it, and they probably called it ACV. But I want to ask Johnson Construction. Chase happened to drop by. He's the owner. He does roofing. Chase Johnson, thanks, man. I want to ask you something in general. Does tile roofing, do companies treat tile roofing differently when you go to insure them than they would an asphalt roof?
Yes.
Do they usually say no matter how old it is, it's tile, right?
He's paying the same premium no matter the age of the roof. They're insuring the
All right, hold on, Johnny, one sec. Chase, I understand about the premium, but here's what I'm asking. Many times nowadays, when you go to insure an older roof and it's asphalt, they sometimes tell you you have to replace it.
Yes, they do.
Because we're not going to give you a replacement, or they'll do an ACV. Now, do they do that with tile, or do they figure tile is good?
Typically, it's tile's good.
Okay, so you've not heard of people being required to replace tile?
Rarely, if ever.
Now, here's what could happen. If there was previous damage, they would likely deduct that from your coverage.
Only if he didn't repair the repairs they paid him for in advance.
Or on the clue report, it showed that there were past storms that weren't repaired, right?
Yeah, but from listening to him, it sounds like he's had the same carrier since 1998. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the problem right now? After the guy came to the door, what happened?
Well, I think on this subject, it's not tile. I think it's asphalt. I get them confused.
All right. Listen, here's what I want to know. Is it hard or is it soft? Is it like a stone or is it like a flexible roof?
Flexible roof.
Then everything I said is off. It's asphalt. Let me just explain something, Johnny. You're probably covered for ACV, but we would like to see your declarations page to figure that out. Where does it stand right now? This guy is telling you, looks like you got roof damage. He's a door knocker, by the way. Don't select your roofer based on knocking on doors. I'm not saying everyone knocking on doors is bad. We even have people on the list, on the referral list, that knock on doors. But don't make that the deciding factor. You have to shop around. Did you hire this guy? Did he go on your roof? Did you sign anything with him?
He never went on the roof. I didn't sign anything with him. Okay. He said, I can fix that for you. I can have it done today. I can go pick up my helper. We'll go get parts.
Yeah.
This afternoon.
And did he do it?
No.
Okay.
Never heard from him again.
I need to know, why are you calling today?
Because it's getting to be wintertime and I don't have any protection on my roof.
How do you know you have a problem with your roof?
Because I've been up there and seen it.
Okay.
I've got squirrels that have dug holes into my roof. And
hold on then, Johnny. I know what to do. I have some ideas. Just hang on. Troy, what were you talking? Don't hang up, Johnny. Troy, tell me about chargebacks. What are you calling about?
So I run a website and sell outdoor products.
Oh, okay. What kind of outdoor products?
Guns, tents, camping.
Okay.
Everything.
Did you say guns?
Yep.
And then fencing?
No, guns and tents. Camping gear.
Outdoor stuff. Oh, gotcha. Hold on, man. Well, are you having a problem with chargebacks?
Yep. I had a customer order something. It got delivered, and now they're saying somebody else used the card.
Who's the credit card issuer?
MasterCard.
Okay, hang on. We got more. Just hang on. This is an important one.
I hate to say it, but you got to start thinking of that furnace, and now is the time to do so.
See, here's what I got. Not typically. Here's what I got to get across, Chase. Yeah. You don't have to, but I like the way you chimed in and asked questions. I need to get across that fucking old normal wear and tear is going to be covered no matter what you say.
Exactly. You're wrong in that.
What do you mean?
It's almost always covered. Almost everybody, 99% of policies I run into are RCV, replacement cost value. Doesn't matter.
Of course.
Doesn't matter if the roof is 40 years old.
No, that's true.
And it's a
but
30-year product.
IconEyecare.com. You know what? Icon is absolutely the best because they have done more LASIK procedures at better pricing, and here's the big thing, a clear lens exchange. That focus, they focus near and far. So if you have cataracts, they're the best option, even if you don't have cataracts. I had it done and I have perfect vision that will never fade and never tint and never need glasses. IconEyecare.com, 866-GOT-ICON. No, this is what I'm saying. I understand that. But a lot of companies now are demanding you replace it if it's old. They're getting more and more, or they're going to ACV. They're sneaking in.
Not typically on the asphalt. They're sneaking in the RPS roof payment portion scale if it's past 10 years. But
on
Travelers doesn't do that.
Travelers is good. But here's the thing I was saying. When it comes to this, if you just piecemeal this roof and it's getting old and you get a lot, they don't just come and fucking replace it. It has to be based. If he had a major storm that did the whole thing,
as the roof gets older, it becomes less repairable, and they owe to repair the roof. So if they can't do the repair because the roof isn't repairable, they actually owe for the whole roof.
That's right.
So
there's but not little damage here and there from a squirrel.
Yeah, and a squirrel wouldn't be the covered loss
things.
anyways.
Ed wanted to know if you cut the 4 audio clips he needed.
So if you have rodent damage, it's not
The second thing is, you mentioned a clue report for hail damage. You said there's a clue report you can pull for hail damage?
Because you should have seen that.
Yes,
insurance people.
There's a website you can pay $35 or
no,
whatever.
can consumers pay to get it? Then consumers pay. But here's the problem.
What is it? What information does it give
A
you?
clue report shows everything on that property, so insurance carriers.
That's how you're just talking the hail, right?
Right, that's what
No, there's a certain website you can go to. You pay what, $35 a part.
And you can see every claim that was ever made on the house, photos from the claim typically, if they all participate in it.
And dates of the hail hit.
And
he's got the same insurance carrier all the way through.
I know, we're just talking about in general. Somebody called.
Isn't there a site that'll say just dates where hail hit?
Oh yeah, there's sites
the
that do that.
National Weather Service.
Yeah, NOAA.
No, there's one that actually you pay $35.
Wait, what is that site called? Do you know?
That's not. If the guy is looking for clue for insurance claims, that's different. Insurance claim history is like a credit report on a house, because a lot of insurance companies, most of them participate in this, and they want their other insurance companies to know if somebody's been pulling a scam. Yeah.
But is it a particular website that you pay
Ask
$35?
Compass.
EagleView. We'll give him the hail dates, not a clue
EagleView?
report. Yeah, EagleView will give him the hail dates.
What's he want? The days it hailed in his place?
I don't know. I didn't get that like on the phone all the
Put him on the
Suzanne,
damn air.
To do.
I'd say the iDamage
that
app is
again?
easier.
EagleView has nothing
It's
to do.
$1
with
for
claims.
subscription for a year.
I think he wants to know when it hailed at his house.
She asked me
No,
about
I think
claims,
he
Mark.
was wondering about claims.
I mean,
the claim
whatever he
stuff
wants
we
to
can't
know,
look up.
God
We
love
can't
him, but
look
he
up clue
said
reports.
claims. He wanted to know about.
I have no idea.
He wanted to know about claim history.
Tell him to go to hell. We'll call it over. Fuck him. It's too confusing.
So by the way, this Johnny paid the guy $2,700. Doesn't even know his name a year ago.
Who?
The Johnny, this guy here, paid the guy that said he was going to fix it $2,700. Never seen him again.
Look, he's a slow adult, man. I mean, it's evident.
He thinks he has a tower.
Doesn't even know the guy's name.
Yeah, there's no way we can go after him. He doesn't know who he is what he's trying to spit out over here.
Did he pay him cash?
Probably.
Check, and I told him, look up the check. This guy's had 3 heart attacks. He's really tough to...
I'm going to get right to it. But we have to differentiate normal wear and tear from a casualty event. A casualty event can trigger a replacement even on normal wear and tear. I understand, but he hasn't had one lately.
Is this guy's roof in rough shape?
Apparently
He
very
says
rough.
it is.
sounds
They
terrible.
can see it from the...
Yeah.
Do you guys do free inspections?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him.
Where's he?
Can we
It
tell
depends
him-
on where he's at.
Can we
Yeah.
tell him you'll
Yeah.
give him a
Yeah,
status?
I can probably look at him today.
Well, even if you can't, but just tell him, because that's like.
I'd
what
rather
we want.
look at it and see if he's got something claimable, see
Okay,
who stole
good.
his money, and tell him to go to the DA with that check, and then take care of him.
One of our merchants first representatives.
I can't tell you, man, how many fucking insurance companies are sneaking in ACV. They tried to do
Oh
it
yeah,
Mark.
the RPS portion, like so Allstate, and I think AmFam is doing it now, and
Mark, what guy tried to do it with you? Who tried to sneak it in?
Sneak what in?
Your actual cash value.
Oh, whoever I used before, I don't even remember. It's a very strange name. No. But
Yeah, we talked about that.
on my renewal, they did it a really sneaky way. They talked more cosmetics. Basically, what they were saying was it's going to be actual cash value, but we're not going to cover any cosmetics.
so
Unless your roof is fucking leaking, we're not going to do anything.
oh, USAA's doing that now. It's under class 4s typically though.
Yeah, that's no good if you ask me.
I'm Tom Martin. About chargebacks, but I want to go back to this roof and I want to get right to it. In roofing coverage, I want you to be aware of a few things, okay? Sometimes when you buy a home and you get initial coverage, they send an inspector. And if that roof is too old, they won't cover it. This has not happened as much as it is today. Insurance companies are really counting their pennies. They're not making enough billions. So they say, hey, you have to replace the roof. Or they may offer an ACV, actual cash value. That means, for example, on a 20-year roof, if it's 10 years old, they're going to say you're only covered for 50% of the value. Then, of course, replacement value is still the norm, but they're sneaking in actual cash values. But in any case, whether it's replacement or ACV, they have to put the roof back to its pre-storm condition or replace it. Now, Chase brought out, with Johnson Construction, he said, look, they can piecemeal it, but then eventually if they can't really repair it, even for a small repair, because they can't fix it, they got to replace the whole thing. But it has to be tied to an event, which means, Johnny, if your roof is getting old and you just happen to have problems, you can't just ask for a roof replacement. It's not a guarantee. It is an insurance policy based on a casualty event. So have you had a storm that you did not claim that did damage to your home, something you have not collected on?
Yeah, we had the big wind that blew all the tiles off the back of the roof.
When?
Oh, earlier this year.
Okay, if you have an event, Chase says that he'll send someone out free to check it, okay? He'll just send someone out free and see if you have a claimable event. What would not be claimable? What would not be claimable?
Typically, rodents aren't claimable.
Well, of course.
Right? Wear and tear. So if the shingles are blown off, claimable. If the shingles are rotting away and sitting there, not claimable.
Okay, what if they blew off, and enough of them blew off? How do you argue, hey, don't piecemeal this, replace it? At what point do you argue that?
The shingles have to be pliable to do a proper repair. And if they're not pliable...
So the old ones are old, and you put a new ones in there, they can't claim they did enough?
Well, the old ones aren't pliable to get under them to get the nail
okay.
out. It does more harm than good trying to do the repair. You start to damage undamaged shingles trying to do it.
How many times do you think insurance companies try to get away with patching? Percentage-wise?
95% of the time.
And you tell them there's no way?
They're right 30% of the time.
Okay, good. Now, Johnny, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have your roof inspected, but you have a bigger problem. Here's the bigger problem. You paid a guy, that guy that knocked on your door, you didn't tell us that you paid him $2,700?
Yeah, the insurance company gave me, they came out and did an inspection in that, and they didn't say anything to me, they just left. They sent me a check in the mail for $2,700, and as I'm reading it, and I guess I misunderstood what it said. I thought it was another piecemeal, put it together with pieces, fix it.
What did you do with that $2,700 check?
Well, I thought...
Johnny, Johnny, can you please tell us what you did with the check? I need to force you to answer questions. I'm sorry. What did you do with the check?
I thought I put it into my bank, and I wrote him a check out of our checking account, and I looked it up, and that's not what I did.
What did you do?
I signed a check, and I gave it to him.
Okay. Now, what is his name?
I don't remember.
How long ago was it?
Gotten out of the hospital from heart surgery.
No, I understand. A year ago you did this?
This was just last year.
Yeah. You're out of luck, Johnny. If you don't know who it is,
oh, God.
We can't find this guy.
How would we find him, man? What were you hoping?
He's got to call up his insurance company and figure out who signed and endorsed the back of the check. It's going to have an account number it was deposited into.
That would be a good idea.
That's where he's going to have to start. He's got to claim.
I think he said he wrote him a check, though.
That's right. Well, no, he signed the check over.
But the back of that check will have the account number belonging to
Dano, didn't you tell him to trace that check before?
No, he thought he wrote a check, and I says, well, get the name of the guy from the check.
Chase, good idea. Now, hold on. Did you trace your check?
No, I didn't.
You got to do that. If you need help,
okay,
Dano can help you. We need, at least give him some guidance,
I'll
Dano.
help him this evening. I'll go and
you will?
inspect
Listen,
and
man,
help him with it.
You got Chase's ear. He's going to help.
He's a saint. Chase is a saint.
No, seriously. Do me a favor, Johnny. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Just sit tight. He's going to look to see if you have a coverable event, a new one. But listen, if you do have a new coverable event, they're going to subtract the $2,700 you haven't done. That's the way they do it if you don't have the repairs done. Now, thank you, Chase. Appreciate it. Johnson Construction. Troy. Let's talk about chargebacks. Man, you're not the only one. You would not believe how many merchants get stung with chargebacks.
That's what I'm finding out. Long story short, guy goes online, orders a product, and puts in credit card information. That goes to the e-processing network. I get an email from e-processing, CVS verification, everything.
That sucks. Man.
Comes back approved. So
how much? How much money?
Over $1,200.
Listen, you understand, even if there's a chargeback, whoever ordered it owes you the money. But in this case, the guy's going one step further. He's saying his card was compromised. Is that right?
Yep, and because when I shipped it, I didn't require a signature on delivery. So that's.
Did you ship it to the same address, the billing address, or a different one?
Correct. Nope.
Are
same
you?
Billing address.
Can I say? Are you at wit's end with this processor? Are they willing to credit you and the many times?
Well, it's Visa, MasterCard. It's not necessarily the processor.
No, I understand that, but many times Visa, MasterCard will help both the merchant and the consumer who was defrauded. In this case, what are they saying? That it was your fault?
So far, they're still working through the process, but everything.
Mark, what do you think?
Generally, if it goes to the same address as the billing address and all the information was correct, like the code on the back, you pretty much get paid. I mean, I don't know how you say someone stole my card and ordered something to my own house.
Where did it go to? Was it delivered to the same billable address?
Correct.
I don't understand this, how they would...
well, they probably won't charge it back.
They're waiting to hear from you. Listen, chargebacks, contrary to what people think, are not as easy as calling. That it is at first, but they do check with the merchant. I mean, for goodness sakes, I had a double charge. It was so obvious for two things I would never order two of, and they just... You know, I mean, the merchant said, no, it was fine. And just on the merchant's word, they held it up. And I had to fight further. So here's the point. I don't think it's going to be charged back if truly you did everything correctly. Are they saying you did something wrong, something about a signature? What are they saying you did wrong?
Right. They're saying because I didn't require a signature on delivery.
What happened?
That's their get out of jail.
But I don't understand that part.
What did you use to ship?
I use FedEx.
Yeah, but
I got a FedEx tracking number shows that delivery.
What does the signature mean? What difference does it make? They don't make.
It's in the law.
Wait, it's in. You mean it's in your contract with Visa and MasterCard?
Well, it's in MasterCard's policy.
Okay, I didn't know that. So they're saying you broke policy.
Yep, because I didn't require a signature on the shipment.
What would you do, Mark? I say...
Well, first of all, they haven't decided yet what they're going to do.
Here's what I would do, though. Where was it delivered? What state?
Delaware.
That's too bad, because I would go after the guy directly who ordered the stuff. But remember, chargebacks and credit cards only are for billing. It doesn't mean you don't owe the money. We had a case one time where somebody stopped payment for a dentist. Well, we have several cases like this. They stopped payment for a dentist or fill in the blank, and the credit card company sided with the consumer. But the merchant did not take that as final judgment in a court. They went after the consumer directly and got a judgment. So there are ways to collect beyond the credit card. The credit card is just saying we're going to allow them not to have it on the credit card.
It gets very tough out of state, though. Have him send us all the information, the guy's name, phone number, address, and the product. Let's try to trip him up.
Send us the information, Troy. Suzanne will give you where to send it.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky and the...
Look at that email so I can show you. You only have two options. 6137 or 38.
Which one's the fax?
The fax is the 28. Our office line, which is on all of our credentials, is the 6136. That's 771 HELP, and that's Martino.
So you can only use
That's what we're talking about. You'd have to forward it to that one or to the 3.
So we don't even use this 6137. It's not even in the
Well,
100.
no,
Oh, it is in the
when
100.
if 6136 is busy, it rolls to 37 and 38 for them to leave messages.
But okay, you guys are all confused. Or you're confusing me.
I didn't say a word.
Which one is the fax?
That one.
Okay,
Hold
that's
on.
all I need.
You got to be quiet.
6th Avenue running smooth in Lakewood. The weather forecast. Patchy drizzle and sunny this afternoon with a high near 70. Right now overcast and 45. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K-How.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically. No limit to how much they'll match. Millions of people a year are getting their cash back match. Discover cash back match. What are you waiting for?
Okay,
Learn more
gotcha.
at discover.com/cashbackmatch.
Did you know we're getting into a season where you're going to have pipes bursting, you're going to have fires from heaters, even Christmas trees, storms, mold, and here's the deal. It's called property trauma. When you need help, most people in the restoration and rebuilding industry for this, they're ripoffs. You need someone you can trust. We have checked this guy out. He's golden. American Restoration 24/7, 8337-AMREST. Put it away, I hope you never need it. Or AMREST247.com.
Okay, I gotta change this home group.
If you run a small business, every penny counts. So saving up to
We're gonna have to open up.
You adjusted for Retrofoam, right?
That's why you need a worker.
Okay.
We're gonna open up a new account. Fuck.
I know it happens all the time. You gotta unplug it to do it right.
A new account. I've never had it happen on this stupid one.
God, I have it happen.
I know that one breaks on me constantly. We're gonna open up a new account, but right now I just want to get it launched.
Okay.
But we have to. I mean,
Where's our
we've
money-
got to start
Then
separating
where's our money
expenses.
going? Into what account?
We have a brand new account called Merchants First.
Oh, so
It's up, running.
Okay, good.
And then we've got to fund it. We both got to put in whatever we're gonna. We have to have opening amounts just purely for the. In fact, we probably put something in our LLC. We'll have to look and see what we put. I don't even remember what we put. Okay, so we're gonna take 6136 is the fax. I could care less. We don't use it. So when everything comes in, it
No,
comes.
6136 is not the fax, right?
6136 is what?
Our normal number.
303-302-6136. So that's going to be number 1 in the hunt. Wait a minute. 6136 is our main number, right?
Yes.
That's our office number, and that's what's on our credentials.
Okay, so that's going to be number 1. If that one's busy, it's going to go to 6137. If that one's busy, it's going to go to, no, it's not going to go to 6137. It's going to go to 6138.
And you're going to use 67.
And 6138. If that one's busy, it's going to go to 1628. That's the old fax, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
628. Yeah, I don't want to use the old fax number
But
because
you don't want to use number 637, because you're going to use that?
we're going to use 7, yeah. All we're doing is basically
Forwarding.
we're not changing anything but the hunt group. None of it's going to affect anything we're doing. 6136. So if that's busy, it goes here. If that's busy, it goes here.
Do you guys maintain an office, or do you?
We do. Oh, yeah. We do.
Do you have a storage yard and stuff, or warehouse?
We've got a pretty big yard and
Because
then
you
a
need-
secondary warehouse.
Now, do you do that for both businesses?
I mean, I've got a fleet of almost 22 vehicles out here.
For which one? For both?
That one has about 4, and the other 16 are Johnson.
What is 8466?
627-8466. 303. It's 303 Martino.
Okay, perfect. So we're not fucking with that.
And then we also have 771 help. 303-771-4357. We use 771 help for our help centers. Okay. And then we have the 866-966.
So I'm still missing a damn number. Which one am I missing here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 6137.
I gotta get my list up here. We got some shit going on.
That's why I want to give you a free copy of my best-selling book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street.
Okay, so 866-966 help 303-302-6137. Those are going to be our two consumer merchant first numbers.
If they go up to 50 or 60% like they were in the 70s, your IRA and 401k could be a tax-free investment. Now's the time to act.
And then merchants market savingonfees.com.
Call 800-940-4242 now to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of Wealth Beyond Wall Street. You need to learn about this little-known tax code to create retirement cash flow with 0% tax bracket. And when you call right now, you'll also get the free audiobook and free shipping and handling.
As requested, I updated Zendisk. Kindly, okay, so Zendesk should be up and running.
Guys, listen up. I want to help you make smart choices. It's JoJo here, and if you're still paying $100, $200,
I still don't see it. I swear to God, I still don't see it.
I've got great news for you. Our friends at men's.com are helping listeners.
So Chase, when you go to that guy's or have that guy that he's had 3 heart attacks, he can hardly
That's it's more just a charity case. I'm just gonna go out and look
his
at
wife works, but she's not home.
Yeah.
And like I say, his roof apparently is in really bad shape. Been in bad shape.
I'd rather if he's that in that bad health, we'll just take care of him.
I just don't know.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Boy, I have a loaded question on email. And it depends on so much, and I'll get to it. The question is, how much debt should you take on when buying a car? Oh my goodness. I mean, that just has so many factors to it that we'll get to. I mean, do you have a house? Do you have credit card debt? What other debt do you have? What's your income? How much debt should you take on? I think there's an easy way to figure it out, but it's not a cut and dry answer. Right now, I want to talk to Merrill, and I want to tell people we have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255 for problems, questions, and complaints, or just getting something off your chest. Again, here's the thing I want to talk about. That woman went into the wrong apartment. She went to the wrong floor, same apartment on the same spot. Here's what no one is saying. Here's what no one, and by the way, Merrill, you're up. I'm going to talk to you about your automotive problem. Here's what I find really, really queer. She walks in, she sees a guy there, thinks a guy is in her place watching TV. She has to walk in through to him. Didn't she notice it wasn't her TV? Didn't she notice it wasn't her furniture or things on the wall? I mean, come on, that's the part I don't understand. I mean, I don't think you go to prison for being stupid, but how the hell do you walk into an apartment and you think someone is there, but don't you know that's not your couch? I would know immediately. Mark, when you walk in, are there things you would look at? I mean, think apartment now or think condo. That is
Maybe she was drunk.
Could be. That could be. And
we had that one football player wander into some guy's house down here, sit down on the couch, didn't even recognize
didn't somebody
anybody.
crawl into bed one time with a woman?
I don't know.
No, that happened too. Here's the deal. You would know, I would think, it's not your place. And we'll let you know what that sentencing is when it comes in. Do you think she should get life in prison? Do you?
Well, if that was mine, yes. If that was my
I'm just
wife
wondering,
or my kid, I'd want to kill her. Forget about life in prison.
I mean, she obviously ruined lives in addition to murdering this man. I don't...
Well, and if she's that moronic, why should she be wandering the street at any time?
She definitely shouldn't be a cop. She's a cop right where she was. Merrill, what's going on with Griffin Automotive? Is this a repair or a purchase?
This is a purchase, Tom.
What happened?
Well, I bought a used car from them on May 2nd, and yes, I did buy it as is.
Mm-hmm.
It's been mechanic most of the summer. I just got it back, and I've only put 700.
Now wait a minute, Merrill. You bought it May 2nd, as is, and you've had problems ever since you got it?
Yes, and they're aware of it.
When did the first problem occur?
Within the first 10 days to 2 weeks.
Did they help you even though they were not obligated?
No, every time I call them, including today, they say, call at noon, don't come in, we're busy.
But do they ever help? Do they ever bring it in and look at it?
No, they've never helped, but I have the best mechanic on the planet, and I have fixed over $4,000 worth of things.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my... Tell me about the car. What is it?
Okay, well, Tom, first I got to give you the background. I absolutely love Audi GTs, so I'm a 3-time owner. of a 2001 Audi TT.
And just for people listening, and it's not for you, Audis are the worst cars you can get used for older ones. The newer ones are mostly show and no-go, and if you talk to any certified mechanic, they will tell you that they're maintenance nightmares. Okay? They're very, very popular. They're very popular, but they're just lousy vehicles. Not as bad as Range Rover. Range Rover takes the top when it comes to bad value as far as the wannabe cars. Range Rover's the worst, Audi's second. When it comes to regular wannabe cars, Jeeps are terrible. Now let's talk about this particular Audi GT. You love Audi GTs. You got this one used. It's what year did you say it was?
It's a 2001.
And how many miles?
Quattro. Well, 45,000 original miles.
Well, that's not bad. Holy cow.
Well, that's what attracted me to it.
Yeah.
I have two others, and if I ever found a low mileage car, so it was advertised in Auto Trader. You know, with.
Well, let me ask you this. First of all, is that all true? Did they misrepresent it?
No, they didn't. They didn't misrepresent the mileage.
Okay, so get to your problem then. What are you calling about today? Since you put in $4,000, what did you pay for the vehicle?
I paid $9,500.
Okay.
I wanted to pay $84,000. Again, I'm going to emphasize, I'm very familiar with the car. They wanted almost $11,000. They wanted $10,987. And I said, I'd like to give you $84,000. The car did come from Florida. I did have the whole car back.
Well, it doesn't really matter what you wanted to pay. You paid $95,000 plus $4,000. So where do we stand today? How can we help you? I hope.
Well, I talked to the owner, and the last time that I talked to the owner, Bob Meller Sr., he said, you know, call my son, and we'll, you know, they keep putting me off, like, we'll do something for you.
No, what? You didn't tell me what the problem is today. What's the problem?
Well, the many problems that I've had with the car.
What triggered the latest call wanting something done?
I finally just got the car back so that I could actually open the doors and then take it to McDonald Audi and get the keys programmed. But the headliner is coming down. The roof of the car, it comes down on your head, right? And I'm out of money. I can't fix another thing for the car.
But, Meryl, why would you go back to the same people that sold you this piece of junk? This is what I don't understand. Because what do you expect them to do for you? You'd only get more buried. I mean, what you need to do is either cut bait and run or invest in this car and just keep it as you already have. The headliner is a minor cosmetic thing.
Yeah, but I think the headliner is $1,000, and that's okay, except that I've already spent $4,000. And my last conversation, I have been talking to the owner. He calls me back on his cell phone. My last conversation with him, he said, "This is why we don't buy Audis, because they're junk."
Right.
And I guess I feel duped because their website says we're family-owned and operated, and all vehicles are hand-selected, fully inspected, 100% ready to drive. And I have a diary of everything that's gone wrong.
Meryl, it's as is, right? It's as is. You didn't have any warranty. Listen, let's just cut through it because I do want to help you, but really, it doesn't matter if they say family-owned and operated. And it doesn't matter if they say they're hand-selected and ready to drive. They are. But did they say anything that is a direct lie? Like, for example, the transmission was rebuilt, or the engine has this many miles and it doesn't, or something that you can really prove and snag them with. Hold on before you answer. Think about it, Meryl. Look, I don't want to discourage you, but you bought a car as is, and I am so sorry you're having all these troubles. What do you say to somebody like this? What would you say? You're a businessman. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask everybody in the studio. What would you say? I'm going to start with Tim. Tim's a businessman. He just happens to be in the studio saying hi from Retrofoam, Rocky Mountain Retrofoam. Tim, what would you say to a person? She's your sister. She's your aunt. What would you say? Cousin. What would you say?
Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to buying as-is like that, it is as is. I mean, you bought the car, you took it off the lot. If there's something you can't prove.
I think the $4,000 was a mistake to begin with.
Exactly.
But once that's invested, what do you say? What do you say, Chase? You're a businessman. What do you say? You're having problems of your own. I know you're thinking right now, wait a minute.
I wouldn't have spent the $4,000.
Right.
Not on the...
Okay, Dan, what do you say?
Pretty much the same there. And did she get it checked out ahead of time?
That is the $64,000 question mark. What do you say to somebody in this position?
You're probably SOL, but I'll make a call, see what I can do.
Oh, good. So, Merrill, we're going to call the place just to see what they can do. They don't have to do anything, but listen, it's not a good billboard for them driving around. And again, people, listen carefully to what you hear on the show. It can save loads of trouble in the future.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
The ceiling thing is falling in. Did you not look at the car before you bought it?
That's just that you knew what you were buying.
You knew what you were buying.
It was as is.
I never figured out anything with my truck, by the way.
And then
No, okay, where is it right now?
It's at my
Sitting in
office.
his
Oh,
parking lot.
Called them
yes,
for you.
yes. I called and left 2 messages. I have not. He hasn't called
Just so you
back,
know,
and
we
I
didn't
haven't-
forget.
Oh, yeah,
We were going to
good.
tell them to give you some priority at least.
Yes,
We got to
that's what
give
I
this
was
guy a
gonna do.
chance to do something.
They've had several changes.
Well, I know.
And now the inside of the bay is all corroded from the piece they broke that blew off in it.
What did you
the
totally
oil.
pay with them? Does it fall
Just
under small
on the
claims?
portion that
Under
we paid-
7,500?
Oh yeah, I could go to small claims, but it might be an engine, which is $14,000.
But was it caused by them doing it?
I think.
I never want to hear Jacqueline's name again.
You never what?
Want to hear Jacqueline's name again, ever.
Never.
I don't care.
If he comes back again.
I don't care if he comes back with a fucking Ferrari with my name on it.
Centeno Schultz offers living stem cell therapy. You hear about stem cell therapy all over, so please, don't be confused. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to research, and you will find that amniotic fluid and umbilical cord blood and any other nonsense that is shipped into a clinic cannot contain living stem cells. At least not to a volume you need to do any good. In fact, even 100% living stem cells doesn't guarantee a treatment that will work every time. Centeno Schultz has the records. They can help you make a decision. They have other treatments available too, like PRP, which also falls into the realm of regenerative, but it's less expensive and less invasive. They do seminars. They want people to be informed. You can call them for an evaluation. Most insurance covers the evaluation. Or you can go to one of their seminars. Go to the website, avoidsurgerytoday.com. The experts I know and trust, avoidsurgerytoday.com. Or a quick call, 303-963-9201.
James, I've called him several times. Every time it's went to voicemail.
It's really too bad.
Is he that bad to get a hold?
I think so. Maybe you just call the service department.
How'd you find him?
They kind of reacted when that burn on my arm because it happened at their dealership with their mechanic right in front of me telling me which piece was it. So I got a lot of attention around that time.
The owner won't be in until noon, so I took all her information and got
as soon as
him,
they
so
put
we'll
that thing,
call
you
him
were getting
afternoon,
your,
okay?
you were getting oil in your coolant, right?
I had a
The owner won't
coolant
be in
check
until
done when
after
it was in
12,
for
so I
service,
took all
and it
that
passed the
information
coolant
for you
check.
to call after
I think I
12.
went maybe a couple hundred miles and it went back in, and that's when the coolant issue had started, and that's when they started to notice oil in the fuel filter. So you're talking repair, less than 100 miles, and a coolant check during the repair. Coolant, okay.
Wow.
No
Mark,
issue
could
with the
I
coolant.
just make a
And they don't-
purchase
they
of
didn't say,
Google
hey,
Garena Mobile?
Because the Fords have to have a coolant.
They just said
Unless
Garena Mobile. I don't
something
even know
else
what that is.
happens.
Well, Google is
And
Google
somehow
for
the box
sure.
cracked.
On your 9682.
You don't know. You only know unless you pull off that whole.
Garena?
But you're talking. But at this point, even if it's not them, I'm not spending
I know.
$3,000 to get down in there and see what's wrong.
It's got to be there.
Does that look familiar to you?
That or I'm just debating just taking it to them and trading it in.
So
Because they're a delership, but if they
Gaming.
tell me no on my trade-in, like where they
I
didn't
thought
value
you
it
were
because of the damage,
I'm
it's
gonna
gonna go
say
away.
no, I didn't do it though.
You guys
because
did
that-
this.
I mean, I didn't do it.
So what I was told
Then I get a
you
new
wanted
car.
priority to get in there, so it's not sitting in there for 20
I mean,
days.
it's already been with their shop for over 40 some days.
Oh,
on
it's
the
still
same-
in their shop
No,
right
it's
now?
not, but that's
Okay.
already the other times it was there.
Right. But you have an appointment to go in there with them? Or?
No, I might just drop it off if we don't get an answer and
Okay.
leave it there.
And that's what I asked, to return the call and just say, hey, it's his work truck.
Yeah.
It's been in there.
I
can't believe you.
I mean, I went to the right place. I went to the dealership I bought the damn truck from, and it's
Oh, no, I
a
agree.
certified Ford shop.
They must have screwed up in the gasket. That or your head's in the water for some reason.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. What is this? I'm looking for another.
They went to zero commissions.
Yeah. Who did? Yeah.
Ameritrade, they were going to get pounded, man. I called up. I was going to move
What's
a
Ameritrade?
shitload.
So we don't have to change, Mark?
No, we don't have to change. I knew that would kill them. Their stock dropped almost, what was it,
25%.
25%.
Overnight?
Still looking at trucks.
Because their competition went to free.
Have they recovered?
I don't know. Well, here's the problem. Schwab, only 7%, only 7% of their influx is that. With Ameritrade, 33%. So I doubt their stock will recover as much because now that it might even get worse.
Because 33% of revenue out the door.
Out the freaking
now,
door.
Is there that anybody who puts in there, or do you have a certain amount of money?
I don't know what they're doing, but they'd be crazy to do anything but whatever Schwab's doing. That was ballsy of Schwab, but with only 7%.
So they were really forcing everyone's hand.
Look, Mikey was redoing his walls. Some drywall. He found a full-flung door behind the. Oh, look how old it is. Wood paneling.
What's it going to?
I don't. That's what I asked. I'm like, where does it go? What's it connect to?
There's another house behind that.
Okay. Or stairs down into a cellar.
Wouldn't that be? Holy. We're gonna get Geraldo on.
His house was made so long ago. He's got 2 or 3 basements that none of them are connected. So you got to enter one basement from one side, another from another, and there's no connection.
This might have a stairs.
That would be weird, wouldn't it? He sent that this morning.
Well, he didn't say he could open the door. Why would someone have a door that way?
I have no idea. I just said, what's on the other side of the wall?
Hi, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255 for problems, questions, and complaints. So Meryl, she bought a car, she didn't check it out, she's had nothing but trouble, and she calls. She wants them to do something about it. Did you call, Mark? You're going to call for her?
The owner is not available till afternoon, so I will give them a holler at that time.
We hope we can help you, and we hope we can call anyone.
But don't buy an Audi next time.
Yeah, that's one thing, and for sure, get used cars checked out. Do you understand, even when you have a used car checked out, it's not a guarantee you're going to have trouble-free ownership. In fact, as is means exactly that, as is. Even if they promise stuff outside of the contract, it's too much trouble trying to prove it. Yes, if you were defrauded by lies, that is actionable, but who has the money to go after that? And you have to prove each and every claim.
How many miles has been on it since this last issue that she's put on the car?
I don't know. She hung up, and she's going to wait for our result. But it sounded like most of the time it was in the shop, and she just got it back. And I think that headliner fell, and she says, you know what, this thing sucks. And there's always something, as they say, the straw that broke the camel's back. 303-713-TALK. Alex, what's happening?
Mr. Martino.
Yes, sir.
First of all, you are the best guy on the radio.
I love this guy.
You help the people. You help these people. You know, you're honest, you're straightforward, and you tell the way it is, and that's all I like about you. Then, I got another compliment. Susan, I don't know if she's your right-hand man.
Suzanne is, yes.
Is fabulous. Okay, she is fabulous. You know, she always takes my call, and she's very nice, very professional, and you guys are the best.
Well, man, I really appreciate this call, Alex. Thank you very much.
You know, I know a lot of, I appreciate you too. And I tell you something, you know, I know a lot of people complain about you, but they don't have anything to complain. They should be happy that you help us, the people, especially I'm a senior citizen, you help us when we are in need. You know, that's worth to me more than money.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate you and the call. Have him come in as a comment, man. We'd love it. Randy, you have a roofing question. What's going on, Randy? As I said, Chase from Johnson Construction happened to drop by today to say hi. What's going on?
I was just wondering if you knew anything about the Top Hat Roofing.
Is that the name of the company, Top That?
Yes.
Or Top Hat? Is it Top Hat? That, okay. I don't know anything about Top That, but listen, that doesn't mean anything because people come in and purchase names, or they come in and create new companies, or they bring in legit companies. It's hard. Even if I have not heard good or bad, doesn't mean they're all right. So what is your experience right now? Why are you calling?
Oh, I was just looking for a roofer, and in northeastern Colorado, so they're...
How far away?
125 miles from Denver.
Okay.
What direction? I missed it.
Northeast or northwest? Did you say northwest?
Northeast.
Northeast, okay. What's the closest town?
Sterling.
Sterling, Colorado.
Does Jay go that far?
I don't think so. I don't know. We can ask.
I know he goes Wyoming.
How far do you go, Johnson Construction? How far?
It depends.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to go that far, but how far normally? Up Greeley, do you go?
Oh, I mean, we go all the way up to Wyoming.
Okay, and you go south too?
Yeah, it depends on the size of the roof at that point.
Okay. By the way, what size would this job be, Randy?
About 32 squares.
We'd probably do it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, Randy, because they take a look at it. I'm Tom Martino. We got a lot going on. 303-713-TALK. And Alex has a question as well. He called to compliment the show. Hang on.
Did you know that you do not have to hire multiple...
Marcia, I guess, called after the show, or after I was off yesterday for concrete problem. I don't know if you were calling on that or if Clint was.
No,
She just wondered.
No, Clint was.
Clint was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I should give her his info then to follow
I
up.
had a flurry. I just had a flurry of unauthorized charges on my card. All of a sudden.
Is it the referral list card or the
No.
troubleshooter card or your personal?
My troubleshooter card in my wallet, not the one in the safe.
Oh,
Yeah, not.
Oh, at least
Do you
it's
know
the
where
one in the
Sterling's at?
wallet and not the auto pay
Chase?
one.
What?
Do you know where Sterling's at?
Yeah.
It's way up there.
It's way up there.
So you just had a bunch?
All of a sudden.
I mean, what is that, 2 hours away?
It's hard to say no on the radio.
3?
He said 125 miles.
I mean,
yeah.
to give you an idea, tomorrow I'm in Steamboat.
Wow.
Yeah.
You go to work in Steamboat?
Yeah, I'm doing a big commercial building there, though. That's
Well,
why
that's
it's size.
That's different. Yeah, 33 square. I don't know.
Well, it's not an issue to get crews or workers out there. It's just an issue to go out and look at it and give a quote. I'll give them a quote over the phone.
Yeah.
And if you
Well,
said
don't you
insurance
do
claims,
can't you do the...
Eagleview.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll give them a quote over the phone, but, I mean, kind of work on it. If it's me, I don't take payment until we're done anyways, so.
The Top That, I've never heard of.
I was looking them up, and they came up, and they
Hi
actually
guys,
look like...
I'm Daphne.
They don't have the best...
I just was on the phone with Carla.
Right, they look pretty big. Yeah, the equipment, I would assume
And
that they're a legit
she's
company.
so lovely, and we
that's
went through the back
They're
end.
just a company that doesn't care about the
We-
social media side.
You know, I gave her, I
They-
sent her
they
an
look pretty
email of
I would
keywords,
think that
so
they're
you guys are
reasonable.
gonna sit down
They do
and
commercial
figure out if
advertising.
there's other words.
That I add to
Yeah.
it. Got it.
We did like
Good.
spray injection.
Yeah.
Even though you don't
It pulls
technically
people
do it,
over to it.
they
Yeah.
may only know it by that.
Exactly, and that's
So-
what we fight all the time, so that's good to get them over.
Yep.
And then we can deal with that.
So I sent you the list, and you
They actually have a...
just really
They look
you
pretty
know,
legit.
kind of think about it.
They look pretty legit.
And I'll bounce the
I think it's
list
just
off
a
of
guy
Mark
standing
because
agency to get,
but
I
she
would
said
just
you
go
are
with who you got.
have tons of integrity,
But
so
if
you're
not,
not going
if
to
you
try
was
to
having
pull
a
one
nightmare,
over.
I'd drive up there.
Be amazed.
Because a
There
$32,000
are
roof
some
is
things-
$10,000.
Yeah.
Margin on
I
that is
just-
$5,000.
yeah.
If I
But
can make
it was so nice
2
talking
round-trip
to her. I
drives and
walked
make
her through the
$5,000,
back
I'll do
end.
it.
It's a lot of information, but I sent her an email and I said,
$10 grand. And
you
take
need
home on
me,
that
I'm
is about
here.
4,000 to 5,000.
And that's
And-
what she'll
So
do.
it wouldn't be me to run it, I'd have a guy run
Yeah.
it out there, but
She's got a good
ultimately go out to sell a guy.
Yep.
Do you see a Simply
yeah, so
Floors
we
on
got
there?
along
Half a day
swimming.
bill.
So
I can tell you right. No doubt about it.
Here, they'll
wonderful.
drive them anywhere for me.
I'm Daphne.
Chase.
So nice to meet you,
Chase.
Chase. And yeah, I just was on the phone with Carla getting Retrofoam back end all together. And then who would handle the back end of Johnson?
Trina.
Tarina?
Yeah, I'll have to.
Can you send me her contact information and I will reach out to her and get on the phone with her and walk her through just like I did with Carla and give you guys control of your page. But if you ever run into anything, we have ultimate control of it.
Got it.
And, you know, sometimes it's trial and error, and it's always, I just said, hit save, because it will, if you're really in there working, and then all of a sudden it kicks you out, and you're like, no, I lost all the information.
It happens.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah, so you just save. I think that's the biggest key right there. Hit the save. So thank you for sending me that. I will, go call her right now.
Absolutely.
And turn my phone off.
It was good meeting you, Daphne.
Yeah, I'll be up here at noon
Okay.
to take over Suzanne's spot.
Oh, cool.
I produce the show in the afternoon, so
fantastic.
need to get a hold of Trina before
Yeah.
be up here.
That works.
All right, guys.
Thank you. That last one we were looking at, was that a diesel?
No. I moved over to gas specifically.
Yeah.
Diesel's going to be about 50,000, but I mean, it's the LTZ package. Like, you have to go with the full-blown, bigger, nicer, like, it's a nice truck. Does this have the cab door? That's a longer bed, isn't it? Yeah, that's the double door. I want the longer bed, if we can get it.
Yeah, I know you always like the longer bed, and that's fine.
It's just because that's the truck's, those back seats aren't bad. Especially they're doing this. No, it's just fine. Where's the engine on it? Let's just give me
5.3 V8. EcoTech.
Yeah, so I think it's the 5.3. What do we have in ours?
That's 5.3.
Oh, yours is a 5.3?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
And with a 25.
Thank you. No, I want to hear the tow capacity. That's what I know. GVW's on 7,000.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you treat you.
There's a couple of trouble spots to watch out for when you drive across the metro area freeway system at this time. Crews are on the scene of a wreck on the westbound side of I-70 there at Monroe. Solid backup to 225 interchange. Coming out of the airport, traveling on that stretch, give yourself a little bit of extra time.
What's the 2.7 turbo?
Yeah, it's kind of like mine, but mine's a 3.5.
Is that what our other truck has then? Because our other truck has a smaller engine.
It's a 5.3. Yeah, that's what it says on the information.
Options, GVW.
With your impact traffic in Lebanon, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year automatically.
It's something about the tow capacity that comes with the LTZ.
Millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched.
I think it's the LTZ or the LT, like, the much more expensive line he was telling me that's like that 11,000.
Got it.
But the way we're towing it, we want to do a sexy diesel. My only thinking to that is
Mark, have you ever met Mallory?
Repack miles on a vehicle.
Mallory, the woman?
Is that we look at maybe it taking it to 30,000, or the owner taking it, and then like something where we rotate them through pretty quickly to get them to 50,000 miles a year, and then rotate them out to keep the dollar value high.
No
I don't
idea.
know. Big time.
She could be next to me and I couldn't even tell you.
I think we'll just have to keep looking. I want to go check Ford's prices. That or I'm just going to trade in my truck. I'm just going to trade in my truck with the issue, I think, is what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Just take it in, and if they go, oh, this has oil in it, and I'm like, yeah, you did it. So take my trade in at what it's worth and give me a new truck.
That's not a bad idea. And you give it to them.
I mean, I buy a new truck almost every month, so it's nothing. It wouldn't be new to me there.
Let him try violin.
I've got like the oldest, nice truck in the fleet.
Yeah, you do.
In the backseat. Find out more at
You want me to keep on calling on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Are they a busy service department?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just Ford Quick Lane. Barbie's Freeway Quick Lane is what they call their service department. Are you familiar with where it's at?
No. I know it's Barbie's Freeway and stuff.
It's right on the 25 and.
Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Martino here, hoping we can make your life a little easier by solving your problems, taking your complaints, or just letting you sound off live on Facebook and live on YouTube, live on the iHeart radio app, broadcasting terrestrially from our flagship station, KHOW, the talk station in Denver. We have affiliates around. We have our closest and dearest KRDO in Colorado Springs. We also have, of course, iTunes podcast and podcast appearing elsewhere. But the important thing about this, the reason I'm telling you this, no matter when you hear us, if you call 303-MARTINO, you will get a hold of us. If you leave a number, we'll get right back to you. Now, we love talking about complicated issues, simple issues, issues to do with money, issues to do with neighborhoods, bosses, friends, whatever it is. In fact, just call. If you have a problem, an issue, a complaint, just call. If you just want to get something off your chest, just call. I'm curious to know what you think. What do you think of this person on trial or found guilty now of killing someone? And she's an off-duty police officer who says it was the wrong, she walked in, thought he was in her apartment. It was a black pastor watching TV. She shot him dead. Apparently she had made posts that were a little racist on her Facebook and other social media. They used that to try to figure out what's going on. What was her intent? Why would she shoot to kill immediately? If someone's in your home, if it was your home and someone's sitting there watching TV, you could easily leave and call police, right? She is a police officer, but you could call and say, I need backup, and talk about it. I thought it was weird. The whole thing was weird, especially when she said she thought it was her apartment. But as soon as you enter and you're actually walking into the living room, if he's watching TV, is that your TV? Would you notice right away it wasn't your place? 303-713-TALK. Alex, he called with compliments for the show and then has an insurance question. Alex, what's your question?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Martino, to bother you again.
No problem, man. Go ahead.
No.
Yes.
The thing is like this. I've been with the okay, I cannot the insurance company, I don't want to say. So I've been with that insurance company for like 45 years. And the agent
if you've been with one insurance company 45 years, it's a bad decision no matter who it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay? I'm serious. Insurance companies do not reward loyalty. I just want to tell people this is not a good thing. People think when they're with someone a long time. Now, when you're with other companies like an auto mechanic or somewhere, loyalty is a good thing. It's a trust issue. Never with insurance. In fact, you are probably paying at least 40% more than you need to be paying, if not worse. Alex, what company have you been with for 45 years?
Okay, maybe more when I came to this country.
With who?
Farmers Insurance.
Farmers, okay. So what is your question, sir?
Okay, my question is like this, sir. The thing happened, my agent comes very late, never return phone calls,
Why are you? Just leave them.
Okay. No, okay, one second.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you what happened. So
I'm sorry I'm being so forceful.
No, don't. You're blessing. So basically, what happened, Mr. Martino, is that's a real property I own in East Denver.
Yeah.
By the tax center. So my son used to live there, and then we decided, the market was what we decided.
Yes.
So it's part maybe my fault because I cannot get hold of him. I tried to raise my insurance on the property, and then these people said, the renter said they went out of town, the water heater broke and made me $60,000 damage. I only insured for $27,000.
So Randy, excuse me, Alex, you're telling me after all this time with this company, you can't get coverage for this damage?
No, all I was covered for $27,000. I tried to raise it, and the agent never called me back.
Alex, it doesn't matter what you tried to do. Listen carefully. I know when people say, I tried to do this, or I made this clear, or I intended to do this, or I did. Okay, how much damage did you have?
We have about $60,000.
Okay, you're not going to be covered for anything beyond your contract. Now, I want to be sure you're interpreting your contract correctly. Does it say the total loss value is $27,000?
Yes, sir.
What from Farmers? Is this a non-owner occupied policy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what What is the $27,000 for? On the declarations page, what does it say?
I don't have I'm a doctor's office. I don't have it really in front of me, but I can tell you that all it's covered is, the water heater probably, broke. I don't know what happened. The water heater was 10 years old. I don't know why it broke. They last like 15 years, I think. And I made the mess, the ceiling.
I understand, Alex. Now, this did you do destruction below or alongside? Is this a standalone?
No, that's a townhouse right
But does it have someone? Does it have someone underneath you?
No, they don't. But
Good.
The neighbors have some damage. The neighbor next door. So we have $300,000. Thank God, $300,000 liability.
How much liability do you have, Alex?
$300,000.
You have more liability than you do actual coverage on the structure.
Exactly. Exactly. Not so stupid.
I'm not sure you're reading your policy right. $27,000 seems too little. There's something missing here.
No, sir. Mr. Martino, really, that's what it is. I will not just tell you. That $27,000 plus I think 3 months by the time they fix it for the rent, and the rent was about $1,950.
Would you be able to send us the declarations page?
Sure.
Listen, Alex, it's not that I don't think you know what you're talking about. You probably do. But I truly would like to see the declarations page. It's just that $27,000 seems odd to me, along with $300,000 liability. It just seems odd to me. Did you ever talk to your agent about this?
I did. My wife, my wife complained and complained. Then we talked to our supervisor, and then we talked to another guy, and they told us.
What were you complaining about?
She was complaining that the guy, we cannot get a hold of him. We tried to raise the insurance. We really should have changed.
Do you have any emails to him? Do you have any emails saying, we would like to raise the insurance? What did you want to raise it to?
Value went up. I want to raise it at least 30%. What do you think is fair? 30%?
I don't know. But Alex, what I need to know is when did you want to? When did it occur to you you were underinsured?
Okay. So it happened about maybe 6 to 8 weeks ago.
Okay. I'm going to give you some very bad news. You have to hear this completely and know what I'm saying.
I understand.
All right. Here's what it is. There is something in the insurance business called as an underinsured penalty. Let me explain how it works. Alex, I understand, without you saying it one more time, I understand you wanted to increase it. You don't have to emphasize that. I understand you wanted to. Not the fact that you had $27,000. Let's assume, just for argument's sake, let's assume you should have had twice that because of the value of your unit. Let's just say, for argument's sake, you were 50% underinsured. Now, can someone tell me what will happen to his future claims if he is 27% underinsured? It's called a self-insurance penalty. Here's what it means. If you are underinsured, they're going to subtract from your total claim the coinsurance penalty. So, if you were 50% underinsured and your total loss is 27, your total coverage, they're going to subtract 50% of it. It's really going to be difficult. Can you get a hold of Compass Insurance Group? I have a question for them. Coinsurance penalties are devastating. Let me tell you why people do it. If they have an expensive home, let's say $600,000, but they want to underinsure it to get a lower premium. So they insure it for $300,000, thinking the agent hasn't come out, no one's challenging it, and most likely it'll cover anything that goes wrong with my roof, with my house. $300,000, it's going to cover almost anything. But it would not cover a total loss. So insurance companies penalize you for that. So let's say you lose your roof, and it's a $20,000 roof, and you're insured for 50% of what you should be. They will take that $20,000 roof, and they will only give you $10,000 because they're going to penalize you. And that's how they get people who are trying to save money. It's really ingenious if you think about it, because most insurance claims never equal the value of the home. So people try to get away with less insurance. And right now, if you are sitting on a policy that is less than the value of your home, you could be socked with a shocker in the future.
Yeah, you know what's funny though is carriers are now trying to overinsure people that have a percentage deductible. So if they have a 2% deductible and they only have $500,000 in value on the home, carriers are talking them into insuring the home for $750,000 because your home's worth more, but then that means the deductible is ridiculously high.
Impossible. Yeah, impossible.
The deductible's now $15,000. So
Your must 27,000. That must be when you bought it.
Fix It 24/7. Fix It 24/7. I want that name indelibly marked in your mind. So when something goes wrong, you call Fix It 24/7. They will always give you prices up front. They will always be on time, and they will always offer 100% satisfaction guaranteed. The website is fixmyhome.com. And for $39 right now, new customers have a great deal. They want to introduce their company, so they will take a couple hours or more of it required to disassemble and refurbish your entire furnace system. Blower motor, burners, igniters, and all of the gas lines, and whatever you need. They will take care of it as far as cleaning, adjusting, and refurbishing for $39 with a no breakdown guarantee. Call them for details. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
Can't believe his agent went to up that. That's the Johnny. That's the guy there, and his address is in Broomfield.
I'm gonna call him today and see if I can get up to him.
Wait, so he's not? He said he was 100-something miles away.
Oh, that's the Sterling guy.
Oh,
the company he was working with is pretty big.
What company is it?
Top Hat. I mean, Top Hat. Equipment-wise, there's maybe 2 people in Denver have that much equipment.
And they got 3 locations too.
And what is that equipment that you were impressed with?
3 big cranes.
Cranes. I mean, cranes aren't cheap. I'm in the middle of looking
Is that
for
to
one.
stock roofing?
Yeah, but if they're doing it in-house, it means that they want to play by their own rules. And I mean, those cranes are $200,000 a pop. They're bigger than you would think. I think their online reputation sucks, but they probably don't care.
And he does commercial work too.
Hey Jim, Mark Major over at the Martino Show. Hey, reach out to this listener, please. Her name is Stacy. She needs a free estimate, of course, on her garage floors lower than the perimeter. But it's 303-868-6782. Just let me know when you do it too, but please get out to her.
I feel like I collect credit cards. I have no credit card debt, but I collect these things.
Yeah, I don't have.
Different
I
rewards
pay everything off, but I like to circulate
I
it.
got the United Club card the other day.
See, I'm gonna actually try it because that's how I am.
What's that, Mark?
I'm gonna do. Someone wants an estimate from AAA, and they're having trouble. They always have to leave a message, apparently.
So my earnings on Quora are now up to
$1.62.
No, $1.55.
You're slacking, bro.
I made 2 cents this week. I swear to God, the email said it cost them more to send me.
Pardon me, hey babe, on Cracker Jack, they're not in the Springs because that's a different owner.
But they'll still do the same. Well, wait.
Just so you know, that's why.
But is Cracker Jack's correct? Wait.
What's that?
I don't think that's correct.
Is it called Cracker Jack's?
Yeah, I know it is because Jim knows the guy down there.
Then it's a franchise, right? Jim
I
is.
think it is. I mean, I guess I could
But
be
not.
wrong,
But Jim
I'm
started it
generally
though. It's not like Jim has a franchise. Jim started it.
I have no idea.
Is Foam a franchise?
It's a reseller's agreement.
Okay.
It's kind of, but it's not a franchise. Man, the stock market's down another 525 points right now.
You know what? I can't even.
Why do you think?
The Dow Jones is down.
Jesus. You know how they answer the phone, Tom?
How?
by naming the towns they don't service. I fucking
That
kid
is
you
the
not.
dumbest thing.
I can't even fucking believe it. I can't even deal with it.
The dumbest thing in the
I
entire
can't
world.
even deal it.
Is this something you guys work with?
Can you imagine? Thanks for hitting Retro From. We do not go to Castle Rock, Littleton, or Lakewood. Please leave a message. Can you fucking imagine?
I must be in the wrong
that's
business.
rough.
Because I'm like, oh, I'll go to Sterling if it's a good job.
What do you say to that? Oh, and by the way, this particular company does not answer the phone till after 5 o'clock at night.
Is this, wait, wow. This is not AAA, is it?
That's
Yes.
They don't answer the phone until after 5 o'clock.
Here, look,
They
I
have no,
just,
and they don't have
for the
email.
life of me, because you've liked this guy
sounds like a
forever.
one-man shop.
This is that older dude, right?
No,
Here.
he's not there anymore.
Just listen. Just listen.
They were like that.
AAA concrete.
They were horrible.
Concrete place.
You know what today is? It's the day you stop paying full price for gas. Get the Easy Pay card at Circle K and save 30 cents a
Me and
gallon.
Tim wanted to give you gave you props for an accolade for your ability to hire people and asked if you would help us find a production.
Trevor with AAA Concrete Racing. We do give free estimates. We service the Denver metro area. We do not service Boulder, Castle Rock, or Lafayette.
Okay, I
Hold on.
understand.
Please leave your name and phone number at the sound of the tone.
There's nothing wrong with that
We'll be happy to return your call this evening after 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's...
Please leave
Yeah,
your
okay. Because most people are going to wait 6 hours to talk to someone and not go on to the next call.
It could be longer.
Can you imagine?
Mark,
That's ridiculous.
Mark, I
wouldn't
wasn't
use them.
talking about the waiting. I was talking about the when he said we service the metro area and we don't service so-and-so. I don't. That doesn't bother me as much. But the idea that they don't have an immediate call back. Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713. Damon, what's happening? Did you? Am I hearing this right? The county revoked your building permit. Is that right?
That is correct.
What happened?
So in 2016 we took out our original building permit.
Okay.
I thought it was good for about 2 years. I went to get an inspection, and they informed me after a year and a half that it was only good for a year. So I tried to get it renewed, and they gave me a runaround for a while, and then actually made me meet with a couple of people to make an agreement that I would hit certain benchmarks.
What does that mean? What agreement are you talking about?
Basically, it said that we had to have the excavation done by a certain date, and we had to have the...
You understand, Damon, the reason they do that is because the first one went on so long. They do not want open holes, and they don't want open projects too long. That's why building permits do expire. Now, I can't speak to your specific case, but there's nothing unreasonable with asking for a timeline. But are they doing it just for you?
We have talked to people who have had 10, 13, and 14 extensions on their building permit.
No, we're not talking about an extension. You never went in for an extension. Let's remember that. Maybe they're thinking... They could be thinking, this guy didn't even come in for an extension, we need to help him, or we need to get a timeline. I'm not sure. I'm just speaking out of hand. I have no idea. Do you think they're singling you out for something is what I'm getting at?
Well, we have 3 neighbors that are complaining. They've come onto my property and actually told me they don't want me there and I should go away.
Okay, so that's what it is then. They're probably saying, look, this guy's been screwing around for years and we want, look at either, do it or get off the pot. Who knows what they're saying, right? Is this a rural community?
Yeah, Park County.
Where is it?
Park County, up in a place called Southern Ranchettes.
Oh, my goodness. How many complaints, Mark, did we get about that county? Seriously, it's Park County again. And so, what did they want from you that you feel is unreasonable?
Well, after we knew we weren't going to meet the second benchmark, we tried...
What's the second benchmark?
The second benchmark was the under-slab inspection. And the person who did the first inspection couldn't even tell me what was involved in getting what was needed for the under-slab inspection. I actually had to call somebody else in the department to actually find out what was involved.
Okay.
I tried calling them, letting them know that we were going to be delayed because we had a rather harsh winter, and so we were not able to get...
So what did they say about it?
They said, tough shit.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so anyway, I just dropped him because I wanted to put him on hold. I dropped him. He just said a tough doo-doo, and he did the slang version that we don't allow on the air. But here's the thing. If you're listening, you can call back. something, you know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say this right up front. Whenever somebody says stuff like that, they're not telling the truth. Okay? They're just not. It's always someone else's fault. We have chronic complainers that tell us problems, and here's why they do it. They want to get me to help them, so they paint such an impossible picture of injustice that they think I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. But instead, it makes me feel like they're nuts. Why would they say, okay, we've allowed you to have the foundation inspection, but now you will never get another inspection again? You know, tough doo-doo. It's
Tommy,
done.
he's back on one.
You know, I'll go to him. But right now I want to take Brian Burns from Compass Insurance Group. Brian, I tried to explain a co-insurance penalty, and here is a problem. Whether it's intentional or not, here's what we have. A guy had a townhome, underinsured drastically, $27,000 for the townhome, $300,000 for liability. Here's what I need to know. If he said, I meant to increase it, I was trying to increase it, the agent never called me back, can he ever get that? I mean, now he has a loss that's $60,000. He's insured for $27,000.
Okay.
So, can he claim
interior dwelling coverage? Is that what you're referring to on a condo policy?
I guess he says a townhome. Yeah. He says $27,000. He says his damages are $60,000. Can he claim he would have increased the coverage, therefore they should cover it? I don't think so. I'm asking you. Have you ever heard of anyone doing that and getting away with it?
Well, I mean, you would have to have a pretty well documented that you've been requesting this, and the fact is usually whenever an agent is responsible is when they have told you or confirmed that they have procured the coverage and they didn't.
Okay.
So that's usually when you'll find an agent at fault is just someone call me and I tell them, yep, you're done, you're covered, we got it.
Okay.
And then
what about this? What about this? What about the co-insurance penalty? Let's say he is 50% underinsured. Are they going to sock him with that?
No, not for, and this is all speculation on my part. I'm assuming this is what's called an HO6 policy, which is a condo owner policy. And on those, there is no co-insurance obligation.
Oh.
You place how much coverage you want for there's no required amount for the interior coverage.
Gotcha.
So you could go to $5,000 if you want. It doesn't really matter. Now, that's not what I would recommend. But yeah, there's not a co-insurance penalty for something like that.
But on a home, let's say you underinsured by 50%, what would that do?
Yeah, so it's a little tricky. If at the time that you applied for the policy, if you underinsured it, in other words, you didn't give full information, or let's say you took the policy out 10 years ago, and since then you've done a bunch of updates to it and never reported it, then you're exactly right. If it's underinsured by most policies would read by more than 20%, then you're going to get socked with a coinsurance penalty, meaning they'll only pay whatever that portion is of the claim that the same proportion that you've insured the dwelling. So if you're underinsured by 50% and you have a $10,000 loss, then technically they can give you a coinsurance penalty of 50%.
And they'll only pay 5 of that 10. Wow.
That's right.
Okay, I'm good.
Really only if you have purposely tried to get out of having to do this.
I am happy to hear that they don't have coinsurance penalties with condos and townhomes, and thank you. The big deal we have with this poor guy now is that he was underinsured no matter what. He's not going to get what he insured for. Mark,
I understand if you do a lot of improvements and don't tell your insurance company, but every time Compass shops for me with any homeowners, and they do that every year for me, the insurance company always tells me what I have to insure it for.
Oh.
They're the ones that give me the In fact, Chubb,
Brian, what about that?
Chubb, when you quoted Chubb to me, Brian, they wanted double of the replacement cost.
Now, do insurance companies have their own requirements?
Yeah, so every insurance company that we deal with, at least, they have a cost estimator. It's a pretty standard used one. It's Marshall Swift Beck that gets them the determination of what the home should be valued at. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. If, let's say, I insured Mark's home and we insured it for $500,000, and we didn't end up moving it for years and years and years. And now, when the actual loss occurred, it cost way more than that. That's not Mark's fault, and the insurance company's not going to give you a co-insurance penalty just because it didn't keep up with inflation. It's just only
will they automatic? But they will increase. But they will increase the coverage.
Yeah, they do increase it every year, but in Colorado, it just isn't enough to keep up with what the actual.
Well, then what do you do in a case like that? If I insured it for what Chubb said I had to, or another company, if I insured it for what they said I had to insure it for, and 5 years later it is underinsured, do they step up?
Yes.
They will not penalize you. Now, depending on your company, both of you guys that I have you guys with have extended replacement costs. That's why I do that. I want to make sure that we have, usually we try to do 50% or more of the dwelling amount so that if it is short, you guys aren't sitting there saying, hey, why didn't you insure my house for enough? We try to put extra coverage on so that in the event that a loss occurs, you have more than enough coverage.
Thank you, Brian Burns, Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. Kevin wants to talk about an Excel Energy scam. That's important. Bill has a comment on home insurance. And then Damon, with the problem of this building permit. Again, Damon, I'll take you back, okay? And we'll talk about that because it's a little hard to believe that they leave you stranded in the middle now of the building permit and won't allow you to extend. There's got to be more to it, I'm hoping, and we hope we can help you. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's talk station with.
She's working on today. I was looking for leads, and I'm like, there hasn't been a touch thing active today.
This report is sponsored by Circle K.
If you got Colorado Rural Health along, it's on Highway Drive, Goodland, the only highway crash was on I-70 at York. That's been cleared out of the way. Still residual backups to 225. It is improving on the front end of that stretch. However, starting to see.
Oh my God, wonderful. Is that the owner? Mark, you have to step up and help me out here.
Who is it?
The owner.
Of who?
Look on line 6, 7.
I'm not even logged in.
Okay. It's Elkhart.
Oh my God! I told you he might come on. I talked to him once, and the guy, oh man, and then this happened, and then that happened, and this happens, and I'm trying to do the right thing, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, you're gonna hear a sob story.
Man, he's got lots of bad reviews, boy.
Oh, he's horrible. He's horrible.
His only good.
You know what? He's a liar and a thief. There's the answer.
Yeah. His only good reviews are from
guys. TMS Solutions, it stands for transcranial magnetic stimulation. It is probably the most important message you will hear if you're suffering from depression that is med resistant. Many people stack medications or take double medications, or they change often because it's resistant. This is a common thing, and they have a solution. It's a magnetic stimulation to the brain. It's painless, it's passive, it's non-invasive. And listen to this, you sit there while it's happening, and they are prescription-based, FDA approved, and clinically proven to be better than just stacking or replacing meds, and in some cases can eliminate the need for meds. TMSsolutions.com. They can write a prescription or work with your doctor, but I urge you to be proactive in your health. TMSsolutions.com. 303-928-0499. 303-928-0499.
Why is there 10 of these?
Okay. Did he call on his own? Damn it. Mark, why are they stacking these in here? Did
I don't
you request
know.
it?
No, I did not. I know why.
I just don't want to
I
trigger.
left him a message yesterday and the day before, and then I said, well, we just want to talk to you about the status of your company because we're getting a lot of complaints. Can you hang on a minute? And then I told him you go to him.
Oh, and he hung up?
He hung up.
Of course he hung up. He's a schmo.
His only good reviews are from like.
No, he's what do you call it? Who's the guy that came on to? Who's the guy that came on to Mo, Larry, and Curly? What was the guy's name? He's a shrump. What is he?
Shimp.
A shimp.
Shimp.
He's a shimp.
No, his only good reviews are from like people who had them 5 years ago. Oh, they did a great job 5 years ago.
Mark, I've been in touch with this guy. Thank you for the Become the Banker stuff.
Okay, good. I'm done with it. I have no idea.
Don't worry about it.
I don't even know what video he's talking about.
You know, we've done a number of videos, and I'm just putting together a fresh edit for a spot for Spotlight.
Got it.
But thank God it's raw video.
Damn it. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna ask him right now.
What is that one I want?
Okay, they just ended, I see.
So visit your local CVS pharmacy, sign up, and start earning up to $50 extra rewards on prescriptions. Terms and conditions apply. Not valid on all prescriptions, including those purchased in Arkansas, New Jersey, or New York. Other state restrictions apply. See cvs.com/RxRewards for pharmacy.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find
I just never have the right people.
Chase,
Yeah.
what,
then all you can do is hope the right person comes
never mind. I don't want to rehearse it. I'll ask you. It's just, I'm just curious about something that I thought was fascinating.
I don't know what they're doing.
It's powerful technology.
I'm just gonna call him. To me, it's a waste. I mean,
What's that, Mark?
Just running that many spots in one period of time.
Oh, of course it is, but is that like run of schedule just happened to be that way?
Well, if it is, I have even a bigger problem with that.
Who's doing that?
Just a certain spot, just running too much. Nothing to do with you guys.
No.
Yeah, they can't.
You can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Do you know how many Denvers there are? I put down Denver in Fandango, and it asked me Denver, like, hold on, here's what this asked me. I put down Denver, and it says, okay, Denver what? Denver, oh shit, it's not asking me anymore. But it asks, like, there's like at least 8 different Denvers in different states.
Hey, Tanner, Mark. Frustrated, man. So I had like 12 or 14 Durans play yesterday, which makes no sense. Then today, in the last, let's see, hour and 38 minutes, I've had 3 price fixtures.
Fascinating movie.
So I don't understand. This schedule is nothing like what we've talked about.
How many people think Judy would be good? Huh? Judy.
I wouldn't have had that. I wouldn't have had that with Susan. I never would have had 12 spots playing one day for Frank Duran. I mean, never. I wouldn't have done it.
Who's working with you, Mark?
So I just need answers on it, man. And then today, all of a sudden, Price Fixer. I mean, you sent me the pre-bill. I did the pre-bill. I know exactly what I purchased, but I just heard 3 in the last 1 hour and 39 minutes and 49 seconds.
Hi, Tom Martino. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That website will get you to his new website, and you're going to thank me from now on, because you will never find anyone who works as hard for you and represents you better, whether you're listing a property or buying real estate. 303-920-1622. Listen, I know I say that every day, and I stake my name and reputation on it. Honest to God, totally behind him. 303-713-TALK. Kevin, I'm curious about the scam. Damon, I know you're building your permit and all that. I promise you we'll get back to you. But Kevin, this has my curiosity. What's going on with this, what you call an Xcel Energy scam, sir?
Oh, it was a good one, Tom.
What is it?
I got a call on my cell phone a couple hours ago, and it was a guy saying that they were from Xcel and they were heading to my house to disconnect my service. Now,
okay, we've heard this before. And what happened?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was late on my payment, but I did pay it, and I thought, well, maybe they hadn't received the payment or something.
Yeah, that was coincidental, by the way. We have heard of similar scams, so tell me what they did.
It gets better than that. So they gave me an 800 number to call, and I called, and it had the Xcel prompt and everything.
I know, they sound so real. We did it on the air one time and hung up because we felt like it was real.
Well, yeah, so I called them up and I said, yeah, I paid the thing. And they said, well, it doesn't show up on your account, and we're going to do disconnect unless you pay. And then I said, let me talk to a supervisor. And while I was on hold, I started thinking about it, and it sounded like a boiler room setting, and they had like a Middle Eastern type accent. So I hung up, and then I called Excel, and Excel said that there was an issue with them being compromised with accounts and everything, and they were basically saying...
Okay, so what did they want from you?
Well, I'm sure they wanted money. So I called them back, and they answered, and I said, that's a really good scam, and the dude hung up on me. And then I called back again, and it was some guy named Kelvin something or another, which was ridiculous. And I said, that's a great scam. You almost got some money out of me. And then he started laughing. He was like, yeah, thanks for that.
Do me a favor, Kevin. Do me a favor. Would you give Suzanne that 800 number?
Absolutely.
I'm going to call it. Suzanne, take this 800 number for that scam. We had something similar. Oh, I love doing these. 303-713-TALK. Now, Damon, with building permits, usually they have a time limit. They don't have a schedule necessarily or a timeline or benchmarks, but they have a time limit. But for you, I guess they had some complaints from a neighbor. You had one open more than a year. It expired, and then you went back, and they said, we want you to hit some benchmarks. And I'm almost positive neighbors must have said, we don't want this thing going on and on and on. But to make a long story short, the first benchmark you met, what was the first benchmark, Damon?
Excavation.
Okay, and what did you have the open hole inspected?
No, we had we're building a dome on a slab, so we had the area flattened.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. So they inspected that and they found it to be fine. What was your second benchmark?
It was the under slab inspection.
Now, what were you supposed to show them?
So for the under slab inspection, like I said, we had to call a different building inspector to even find out what was involved in that.
Right.
Footings inspected, poured, foundation wall inspected, poured, electrical and plumbing roughed in.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened? You were running a little behind on that, right?
Right. So I called to try to get somebody to tell them, hey, we're running a little behind. What do we need to do?
Well, I'm sure you're not the only one who runs late on a building permit. I mean, have you guys ever had experiences with building permits? I suspect you're not the only one. You're running a little late. You say you're running a little late. First of all, Damon, I've never heard of anyone that demands you have certain things done at a certain time. I have never heard of benchmarks on a building permit. Never. I've heard of a building permit having an expiration date, but not that they demand you do certain things. This is so unheard of. But anyway, it's Park County, and we get a lot of complaints about Park County. But what I want to know is this. Rather than the back and forth, you said, I'm running behind. Did you ask for an extension on just the second benchmark or for the whole thing? How did that go?
Well, I actually just left a message.
Yeah.
And said, hey, I need to call back. We need to have a meeting or at least a phone conversation. Yeah. And I never got a call back.
All right.
When we received the letter, it said your building permit is revoked. Everything else is revoked as well. You need.
So what do they expect you to do with what you've already done?
I have no idea. We actually hired a lawyer to go talk to him, and he didn't get anywhere either.
Now, come on. I mean, they can't just revoke it forever. How late were you on the benchmark? For example, when was this benchmark number 2 expected?
Let's see, much for me.
Just
June 15th.
Oh, June 15th. And when did they revoke it?
Middle of August.
Middle of August, June, July. I don't. Dan, does this sound? Aren't you up in Park County?
No, I'm in Gilpin.
Okay.
But Park County is where they had that certificate of occupancy issue, if you remember.
No, well, if you recall, we have a lot of problems with Park County. I mean, they're crazy people. That county, I'm serious. We get so many complaints about that county. But here's the deal. Will they reissue it?
The lawyer didn't give us any indication that they would unless we moved the kit home, all of our construction equipment, our camper, and everything else off the property first.
Oh, see, your neighbors are definitely fed up with you. You have a camper on there?
Yeah, a construction dwelling.
Yeah. How long has it been there?
Year and a half.
Total? How long have you owned the property?
3 years.
Here's what they're going to say. You've been camping or temporarily on that property. You've been squatting. You've been messy. You've been disorganized. This is what they're going to say, and they're tired of dealing with you. I know what we're going to hear. I know, and your neighbors are going to say the same thing. And it's just like, I don't know if there's anything you can do about it. I don't know why you hired an attorney at this point, unless you're going to file a lawsuit, because hiring an attorney does nothing. You can do the calling, or we can do the calling and figure out what's going on. The only question you should have right now is, what do I need to do to reinstate the building permit, period. That's it. We can find, look, Dan, can you attempt to find that out? You do speak mountain talk sometimes. He's up there. Seriously, Damon, that's the only question you should have. What do I do to reinstate the building permit?
Now, impact traffic.
Are not mine, but Dan, they can't be that difficult. If
No, I like to say, but Gilpin putting that camper on there.
Oh no!
You notice the way he called it a construction. You notice he called it a construction. What do you call it?
Dwelling.
A construction dwelling.
You can do it.
No, this guy's been dragging his build on too long. The building department's sick of it.
His neighbors are sick and tired.
Yeah, and they're saying you can start all over, but we're not expanding this permit anymore. And this is how we're cleaning up your mess. So move everything out just like you're supposed to, and then move it back in and start over and get your job done in a reasonable amount of time.
They don't want campers out there only for time.
What do I have coming up, bro?
You're not supposed to take a year and a half to build a house either.
Ideal long.
And people really got the mountain community. That's what gave them bad reputation, mountain community. People were just.
I'm going to be doing another show spot here, guys. I mean, I'll tell you when, but.
Millions of people a year are getting their cashback match. Discover cashback match.
Okay, 3 seconds. Ideal home loan for your next ideal home loan, and when I say that, I truly mean it. It's ideal because, first of all, you can bank on that pre-approval like a cash deal. Not many offer these full pre-approvals. I mean where you go through the entire process. All you then need is title work on that home, and of course it's got to be in your range, and you will close in 3 weeks or less. It's like a cash deal. So you don't even have to disclose loan information when you go get that, because it is like a cash deal. You are already approved, and it's really, in a competitive market, the best thing you can have. And I love the interest rate guarantee. How can you do better than that? You don't have to put it off until rates go down. You close, and if rates go down over the next 2 years, guess what? You are refinanced free of charge. If they go up, you stay where you are. It's a no-lose situation. And then don't forget credit optimization. Basically, they tweak your credit legally, quickly, and ethically to help you get a better price. And that's 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
For your retrofoam, how far do you go up? You guys go up the mountains?
We do go in the mountains. We do some Breckenridge and things like that.
Oh, do you? Okay.
We do. So we try not to go out there too much either. It's kind of one of those things, you're just so far. The guys have 3 hours to prepare.
Pardon me, one of our Facebookers said it's Mountain Man Dan. I love that name for you. I love it.
It's going to be that.
Mountain Man Dan. Who was it? It was I think it was Jeremy Bronson. Yep.
That's great. Mountain Talk.
Hey, Dan, turn up off-air mics. Really off?
That was a while back.
Tom Martino Troubleshooter Show, is that your Facebook?
Yeah, well, this is the one
No, that's
here.
not really.
Go to this one. And then there's our live feed. So they hear you guys on breaks. They can hear what's being. They love the banter in here.
I got you.
We don't have it. We just don't.
People do a lot to protect themselves during their jobs or hobbies. Gloves for the hands, helmets for your head, glasses for your eyes. But if there's one part of your body that most people don't
I'm just like, it kind of laugh. She was sexting, too. I don't know what that was about. No, it just sounds like, as for that house, like everybody's fed up with it. The guy's taking forever. He's still on the foundation a year and a half later.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Hey, it's my camper. It's a construction dwelling.
No, I know the HOAs up there and stuff will say.
But
no.
think about
He
it.
was
He's
very
talking
careful
about
about
the
how he labeled
foundation, and it's a year and a half.
Yep. No, I agree with you.
Yeah, you're right.
He's pushing.
You hit it on the head.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. They're saying pull everything out and bring it back on, and this is what's going to happen if you don't keep hitting benchmarks.
You're starting over again.
Yep.
And we're not going to have it on there for a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's about the only way to do it. I mean, it's the only way to poke the bear, right?
Right.
Learn more today at earinc.com. That's earinc.com.
There's somebody complaining about the mics.
It's amazing the way they leave out information. It's just amazing the way they don't think
It's like you need a doctorate degree. Fortunately, CVS Pharmacy employs thousands who have one. Our pharmacy.
Somebody keeps asking us to turn up the mics in the studio.
I know.
Awesome.
They want to hear everything. Go ahead. We'll do
You
it.
don't need to know all this complicated stuff. You just need to know someone who does. Your friendly doctor pharmacy.
Okay.
Saving patients. Not all patients eligible for savings. That's
It's this mic here, and that's a good mic.
How do you like your G-Wagon?
I like it. I love G-Wagons.
I've always liked them, but
they're nice, man, because they're just a nice all-around vehicle.
What
They
year is
really
yours?
are. Huh?
What year is yours?
Oh, I forget. It's recent, like 17, I think.
Okay. They haven't changed much then in the
They
last
don't
10
change
years. At all?
I mean, not that I know.
And in the snow, it does great.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. They're getting too damn expensive. I wanted to get a new one, but I have to think long and hard about that.
I mean, if you can't tell the difference from year to year, what's the matter?
You're right.
The body style.
You know, like a
doesn't
lot
work.
of the electronic stuff might change. I got electronics in it, but you know, I like cool stuff. But
I agree with you. I like cool.
Little things, but
I wanted a G-Wagon like 6-7 years ago, and I almost bought one. And I ended up just going, I can't show up with customers in a G-Wagon. And at that point, I bought a Lincoln Navigator, and then I still didn't work at showing up with customers in a Navigator, so I got rid of it. Back to a truck.
The Navigator is a nice high-capacity vehicle. So is a Suburban.
Yeah. But depreciation just disappears on those things, you know. 70,000 4 years later is worth like 15.
What, really? On a Navigator or on a Suburban?
On a Navigator, they don't hold. Suburbans hold a lot better than Navigators.
Yeah, all SUVs in Colorado are pretty damn good, right?
Yeah. I mean, I like my big trucks. Like right now, I'm getting ready.
You have some really kick-ass trucks, though.
I'm a truck guy.
I used to always have, or our household always had a pickup truck just for our horses, but.
But I mean, you get the Platinums. They're $80,000 trucks.
Oh, no. Hi, Tom Martino. Hey, Fran. Thomas, hang on. Water damage to a condo. There's so much to it. We have a scam number here I want to do, okay? I want to do this scam. This is an Excel Energy scam. Let's see if they'll answer and work with us. Oh, I hope so.
It cannot be completed as dialed.
What do you mean it can't be completed as dialed? It's an 800 number. Okay, never mind. Let me try this again. Duh. Okay. Okay. Let me get my face on.
791. The number you dialed is not in service.
What? Why do we always get this? Suzanne, is that the number? One more time. I want to try to get cheated. If I can. I'm going to make sure I really dial it right.
I double-checked.
Okay. Oh. Let's hear it, please.
791.
Do you think we're on a list or something like that? Okay, so, Chase, I'm very curious about something. How many trucks did you say you have altogether, both fleets? How many?
Over 20.
Okay, turn your mic on there.
Over 20.
Okay. And you're a young man. You don't have to tell me how old you are. But I want to know something. You went the business route, the trade route, as opposed to college? I mean, like, you may have had college, but I'm talking about as opposed to, you know what I mean, that whole career path. Mm-hmm. So many kids, I believe, are being pressured into only the college route and not really given options. It's almost looked down upon. What I want to know is what pressured you? Why did you do that? I'm just curious. I've always wanted to ask young men, young people, especially young women, who chose that path. You chose it. It wasn't forced on you. You said, I want to be in business.
I actually went to college for computer engineering, and then at the end, I wanted to go to law school. My parents wouldn't co-sign my loans. And
you're lucky.
Construction seemed to be the best way
to just get into it?
To make money.
Okay.
And, yeah. I mean,
so how do you start from scratch then? What do you do as a young man getting into it?
Well, you learn the trade first, which I did all through college.
So you worked?
Yeah, you
while you're in college.
You have a job.
All right. Yeah.
But ultimately, I mean, in construction, you sell one job and you do a really good job, and you sell another job and you do a really good job, and over time you start to sell more jobs and you move.
So when do you do your own thing then?
Yeah.
When do you do your own thing? Because you're working for someone. When do you decide I'm going to do it for myself?
As soon as you're competent and capable.
Okay, what made you... and curious, I don't normally do this kind of an interview. I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm curious because so many times we counsel young people who call this show, and they want to... It's not like you're a baby either, but you're compared... For me, you're a kid. So, you know, we try to instruct them, and I want to know, like, just... flat out the steps. You decided I'm going to do it for myself. So you get a corporation or what? Okay.
I just went and opened up an LLC. It's one of the easiest things to do. If you can figure out how to, if you can't figure out how to open up an LLC, you shouldn't own a business.
Okay, so then what about the accounting and the phone and all of that? What did you do?
I mean, it starts small. You're keeping books for 4 transactions a day. It's very simple. And as you grow, you find people to fill the roles. And you have to. You know.
So you did it all organically. You didn't have someone come in and finance you.
No.
So everything you have, you did it as you made money.
Yes.
Okay. And then you expand into retro foam, and I love Rocky Mountain retro foam, but why did you decide then to go outside of just normal construction and roofing? And I don't mean normal, but you know what I mean. Why? What about the retro foam? What got your ear? How'd you find out about it?
You know, I found out through another roofer that owned it out in Cincinnati, Ohio. And, you know, one of the big reasons was, you know, I owed it to my salesmen to not be salesy, but to give them something to run leads on year-round. And retro foam picks up in the winter.
So you just wanted to, like, pick up the slack?
I wanted to pick up the slack in the winters. I mean... And it was a good business. Once I looked at it, I go, wow, this is amazing. This is a product that needs reintroduced to this market. It's not here. I mean, it makes sense.
On Reddit, there is something called pleasantly pleasing images or something that just looks cool to watch. And I swear to God that video is magnetic as far as filling the wall cavities with foam on foamyourwalls.com. I wanted to ask that because it leads me into retro foam, which is just freaking amazing. But also, Fran has water damage to her condo. We want to help her. Bill has a home insurance comment in general. And we're taking all of your calls first before discussion right now.
The final deadline for filing 2018...
Thank you.
I don't normally do that. I was just curious because we have so many people that say, wait, we have one guy we're counseling right now, failure to launch kid. And the guy, he just is spinning
can't leave the
wheels.
house.
It's really his name.
I mean, it starts with one transaction. And if you can get one transaction and run it to the next transaction, and run it to the next transaction. But if you can't do that...
He applied himself. He has... Right? I mean...
But
you're kind of born with that desire.
If you have to talk to somebody into applying themselves, like as an owner, you have to apply yourself every day.
You can't inspire. You can't teach inspiration.
No, and you can't get somebody... If you have to get somebody to apply themselves every day...
Did your parents give you a good example?
My dad's a business owner. My mom's a hard worker.
Well, see, a lot of times I think it's what you learn when you live.
And my dad's a florist, but he was a business owner. And my dad's a florist, but he was a business owner. You know, I saw him grow plants in the backyard to sell at a shop and said, hey, that's free inventory.
What's the name of the shop?
It was in Ohio. John Johnson's Florist.
I'm just waiting on Daphne. I'm going to bring him down.
Is he still doing it, or is he retired?
He sells retro for me here.
Yes. Here?
Yes.
So they moved here?
No, he comes out during when roofing season is busy.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I got an older brother who's a regional underwriting manager for Liberty Mutual, and then a younger sister is a pediatric nurse.
Who was genetic? You know what I'm saying? It's genetic. You want to buy a pool. So you were a roofer then?
Uh-huh. I work the trades. I mean, that's...
You do cement, too?
No, I don't dig dirt. That is like there's like 2 things I don't do is I don't. One of them is I don't dig dirt, and I forget the other one.
Did you graduate?
Oh yes. I wanted to go to law school, and the loans were so high. My parents were like, "You took 6 years to get through college."
Engineering, you would have got a great job.
Yeah, but after you sit at a desk long enough, you go, "I don't want to sit at a desk." But you know, the funny thing is the goal in business is to get back to the desk, and construction is to get from the field and back into the office.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting back there, and I'm going, "Well, shit."
You liked it.
I could have done this years ago.
No, between colleges, I did cement construction.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I don't.
That's seriously hard
work is the worst.
One of them's I don't move dirt, and I can't remember what the other one is, but it really I don't.
Guys, Tom wanted to hold you guys over a little while if you have time. If you don't, I'll
absolutely.
walk you down.
We got the whole day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
All righty.
You guys got a good job.
Well, we set it aside, that's for sure.
Yeah, I want to know what the other thing is like, because whenever I get asked to do it, I'm like, nope,
Dirt?
nope, nope.
How about like sewers and stuff?
Oh, I don't like plumbing. Doesn't bother me. I just won't pick up a shovel. I hate digging. I've dug too many. The only time I dig a hole is to bury a dog.
Bury a dog.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
No, I hated cement construction. It's dirty. It's hard on your hands.
I'll roof any day of the week. If I can get up on a roof and roof, I love roofing. Like I enjoy it.
Ways, yeah.
But it is, like say, a lot of bending over, so it is kind of.
But I enjoy it.
Yeah. Imagine how you bend over too. Yeah. You know, I like the heights. I like going on the roof.
You just stay on your knees most of the time.
Is that how it is?
That's how I prefer to.
Anybody need
well,
a
Doug
water?
Did you have to carry up shingles on the ladder?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, so when I started in the field, there was not this roof loading crap.
Hold on
like,
one second.
These crews weren't bougie like this.
Let me get him on the phone so you can you tell your dad how to get the forklift out? We've got a delivery.
Yeah. I'm here. Let me talk to him. What's wrong with the forklift?
Check it.
Lamar, remember to call that dealer here in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Staples is more than a place to go to buy a printer.
It's where an associate explained the difference between an inkjet, a laserjet, and a super tank printer in a way I could understand. Where I found a huge selection of printers at great prices, so I didn't have to run store to store. And it's where I can easily
No, I imagine that guy with the building permit. This is a bad neighbor.
That's exactly what's got to be. You know, otherwise they're going to work with him. You know.
But having a camper out there for a year and a half, and
people get tired of it.
Camper.
Yeah, people get tired of it. Yeah, he was very careful in how he said that. He knew exactly what to say to make it appear better than it was.
Yeah. I know where I'm up there. I know they would have. No, they would have.
Yeah.
No, you don't. That's way too long out there.
What do you consider the spring?
The spring?
No, the spring. What date? When is the first day of spring?
April, probably.
March, is it March? March. I think it's March 21st.
My phone's going right now.
Yeah, I think the first day of spring is March.
Some drivers were upset
March
with the
21st.
decision not to charge a parent in a confrontation with the driver
Maybe
last
May
month.
21st will be the first day of summer.
What's first? So go back. What's first day of spring?
I would say March 21st. So it's going to be something wrong.
Because solstice. Wait, is that March? Yeah.
March 19th.
And why did it change? Because they pushed off the last day of summer was like the 23rd. Usually it's like right up the 21st.
Right. Because now it's June 20th. That's weird. Oh, I know. That's when summer starts.
A little bit of slow traffic on the southbound side of 225 between Yosemite and I-25, nothing on the north side there. Watch out for wreck in the cleanup stages on the northbound side of Highway 85 at 60th Avenue. And construction work slowing you down a bit on southbound Parker Road at Lincoln Avenue. The weather forecast going to be sunny for the rest of today with a high in the 70s tonight.
Man, my dad, bless his little heart, got the forklift at the yard stuck. I mean, he just learned to drive it yesterday.
Is it wet?
No.
You tell him just put on the gas?
It doesn't drive a lot, but he got it ran into some EuroShield and Florida. I mean, we probably got $200,000 worth of EuroShield on the lot, just roofing materials that are pre-bought to go out. And he's stuck up against them in this big, and I have a camera and I can look at it and see where he's at, but just not the best at maneuvering the forklift. It's been fun. I haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with him over the last like 5 years. So he came out here to work and spent some time with me. I'm ready for him to go home and see my mom. Yeah.
And that's AmRest247.com. AmRest247.com. It's the Dan Captain
Yeah, no, I wish more people would. You've probably seen that in college. There's a lot of people in college who shouldn't have been there.
It was the biggest waste of money, but you know, for the experience.
Well, you got a degree.
But it's useless. I'm not going to use it.
What you're doing now,
but the majority of my employees are actually, my leadership is mostly met in college or through the relationships. And you're different, but you're different.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer your questions, take complaints,
and make your life a little easier.
That's what we say every day.
Every day, really, we mean it, okay? 303-713-TALK. We had somebody who was on during the last hour I want to take right away, and then we'll talk about some stuff that I came across, and it was the video that hooked me, and then it's just, you ever see stuff you can't, it just looks cool, you know, but it's really more than that. And then we had this scam, this Excel scam. I tried to call the 800 number, it didn't work. Here's what I'm telling you. If you have any numbers from scams, we do want to call them live on the air. So call me with those if you have them. You don't even have to come on. You can just leave the number with Deputy Daff. So, Fran, what's going on with your condo? Fran?
Hi, Tom.
Hey,
Thank
what's
you for
happening?
taking my call.
Yeah, what's going on?
It's actually my son's condominium. He owns the condo, but the people above rent. He noticed that every time they use the shower, I guess it's their shower, water is dripping pretty bad through his smoke detector that's on the roof by his kitchen. It's also dripping in his bathroom.
It's probably the drain pipe. Probably the drain.
So he contacted them and said, you know, who's your landlord? I need to contact the owner of your condo to get this fixed. And he contacted the HOA, but nobody's getting back to him. And we don't know if we should contact his insurance company, let them
first
fight
of all,
it out with the other guy.
no, because wait, excuse me. Your son's insurance company, yes. Here's the deal. Fixing it would be ridiculous since it's going to happen again, and you would think the owner of the condo, you would think the tenant would tell the owner. We don't know who's at fault here or whose, I should say, responsibility it is. Most likely it is the individual condo owner's responsibility, because with condos, while you are only insured for losses inside drywall, many times the mechanical and plumbing within the confines of your general area are your responsibility if they serve only your condo. But if this is a common drain system, which many condos have, which they all tie into a massive drain, then the HOA, the management company, or whatever, would have to address it, because you can't just crack into an open drain system that serves everyone and screw it up. This is terrible, first of all, that the management company would not have one point of contact who could coordinate it all. It's absolutely ridiculous if that doesn't happen. Do you have a management company? And I say you, I mean your son. Do you have a management company, or is it just the HOA self-managing? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, that's the first thing, okay? And the management company, even if it is not their responsibility, needs to be the one to coordinate it. I mean, otherwise, it would be impossible. If it is leaking, it is a problem. And it is a problem. And it has to be handled. I would first go to HOA, then management company, and then after management company, I would go to the upstairs owner. And you just have to find out the owner. Ask them, who is the owner? And write to the owner or tell the owner that you are going to be held responsible. I don't want to make conflict, but you have to address it. Here's how you put it. Even if it is not your responsibility, it is within the confines of your space, and you need to address it. So you have to do all of those. Lastly, I would go to the tenant. But I would go to the HOA, all of these at the same time. I'm not talking about one at a time. The HOA will give you the management. Then you go to the owner at the same time. Well,
we're trying to find out who the owner is. Are there, like, public records?
Yeah, there are public records. The renter. I mean, he's going to go to the ownership.
That's a good point. You know, what Mark said is a good point. Sometimes if you just go to the end user, the tenant, and you literally sue him in small claims court. You just sue him directly. He's going to go crazy. Here's the first thing he's going to say, it's not me. Okay, well then guess what? You better start making noise. In fact, that's an excellent idea, one of the few today that he had, because he's been busy. So I'm going to give him kudos for that. I'm serious now. I want your son to file a small claim. First, he has to get a full and complete estimate of charges and what it will cost. So now we have a number of different things. You go to the HOA/management company and you say, listen, we are not asserting that it is your responsibility. We're not declaring you need to fix it, but you certainly are the ones to help coordinate this. Please find out who should be addressing it and help us address it. That's it. Okay. The next thing And while you're doing that, you go to the owner and write a letter to the owner and say, look, you know, we have a problem. You want to know for the betterment of your condo. Again, you're saying, I'm not asserting it is your responsibility, nor am I saying you have to fix it, but at least you should know about it to get it started. Next thing, go to the tenant and serve them with a small claims court. Really, right there, have somebody serve them. And you take them to small claims court for the cost of repairs. The first thing you're going to say is, it's not me. I mean, they're going to even probably contact your son, and he's going to say, look, it's not my problem. I just know it's coming from your condo. Now, we think it's coming from that condo based on the fact that the water usage triggers it. So it would be terrible if it was something else. But let's start there. And then get back to us. I don't give this homework in order to slough it off. But many times when people call this show, it is not time for us to get involved. Now, speaking of home insurance, Bill has a comment. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay, sir.
You're scaring the crap out of me. Now, my concern is, say, if my house burnt down, I'm pretty sure I have replacement value, and I'm talking about replacement to replace the building, not to just get a cash value and walk away.
Yeah, most people do have replacement value on homeowners.
And you were talking about getting a cash settlement and just walking away from it, right?
But let me explain something, Bill. People have when I talk about actual cash value, what that means is you are paid what the place or item is worth at the time it's destroyed. You're not replacing it. Automobile coverage, for example, is ACV. No one gets a brand new vehicle if they have an old vehicle destroyed. So that's ACV. The only replacement is replacement parts. As far as homes, most homes are replacement. They're not ACV. Some companies are going to ACV for the roof only. Some are going to ACV for different items, actual cash value. While you may still have, I don't know of any who do ACV on replacement. I mean, basically replacement is replacement on the structure. You have to look at your declarations page, and you need to get it interpreted.
Right. Well,
how long? Who's your carrier, Bill?
American Family.
And they're one of the worst companies you can have.
I know.
And how long have you had them?
35 years.
Bill, why would you do that? You're a listener to this show. Why would you do that?
Because I'm dumb.
No, you're not. You got to take action. You could call today. Right now, you call Compass, fax them or email them or tell them your declarations page and get it taken care of. It's automatic. You're going to save money automatically. They'll make the transfers. All you have to do is sign something electronically and get a new company. And then they'll shop it every couple of years. To keep that one more day is ridiculous. Why do people do this? Why do they allow themselves to be overcharged by bad companies? If you're just tuning in, this is a show that talks about everyday life. You are needlessly paying money if you have the same carrier for more than 5 years, no matter who it is, even a good carrier. Now, there are some rare circumstances where changing does not pay, but about 98% of the time, it pays to change. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. We were talking about Rocky Mountain Retro Foam before the break. It's an incredible product, okay? And I want to ask Tim, who's the GM here, for Chase. Chase, is this a separate company unto itself, or is it part of Johnson Construction?
It's a separate company.
Okay, and it's called Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Okay, so this foam, does it ever get hard?
It does.
How hard?
It's going to kind of be like in between an angel food cake and kind of like a wet foam for floral.
Now, when I tell people about it, I tell people even if you have insulation, you're probably paying too much for energy bills.
Right.
There are a lot of people that have decent insulated homes, decent, and they have no reason to re-insulate. So let's talk about that. I just need to ask you quickly. If you have a nice home and it's been insulated really well, can this still help?
It can. And here's the reason why. If you're going new construction and you use spray foam during that construction process, you're in good shape. But most homes use traditional insulation, which is bad.
So, okay, well, if I never even thought about re-insulating, how would this actually, though, really pay for itself? I mean,
Absolutely.
really. How long would it take, do you think?
Yeah, sometimes 4 or 5 years. It just depends.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it totally depends on your home, the size of it, and all the work that we need to do to get it done.
Do you guys ever do analysis on heat loss?
We don't. Basically, when we're contacted is when somebody knows they have drafts, when they know their bills are high, when they're just uncomfortable in their home.
You know, Excel has a program.
Correct.
For energy savings. Does this qualify?
It does. Basically, anytime.
Do they get rebates?
They can. Now, we are not signed up with Excel yet because we are brand new to this.
Oh, yeah, you need to be.
So we're going through that, getting all that taken care of.
All right,
yes.
We have more coming up.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Kamala Harris says that she's a top-tier candidate, polling at just 4%. Yeah, you know what she is?
Make sure he knows he's up next.
Now, when you came by this,
I was waiting. I was saying good job.
jazz hands.
Jazz hands, baby.
Fix It 24/7 is the place for absolute value and responsibility and ethics and everything you need in a company like this. I love them because I use them personally, and I just can't stand when people get ripped off. And you know what? There's more to rip off than rip off. Sometimes you just waste money. Fix It 24/7 will find any problem in your home for $39 and then apply that to the repair if you need one, or to the service. If you don't, you still get an accurate diagnosis for which you can shop. You shop around. But Fix It 24/7 for $39, licensed, insured, and they'll come to your home and find a problem, whether plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. 720-526-3939. And they guarantee all work and always 100% satisfaction guaranteed. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post
So it stays soft, so if you have to go in there and do the electrical work, it's not a big deal.
That's the big, that's the big difference.
You can fish through it.
Yeah, you can fish through this. It's made. You can take it out with your hands.
After all that, anyway. Right?
Yeah, but if somehow you decided to pop a TV on a wall that wasn't there and you wanted to fish lines through it, you can still fish through it.
See, if you had spray foamed it, you can't.
That's huge.
That's a good point we got to bring up.
Big time.
Yeah.
So
and this is stopping the drafts, is what that is, Tom.
The big thing
That's why this is so different than fiberglass.
It seals the home.
Right. It's what?
It seals the home.
So if they have noisy condo neighbors.
Wonderful.
Oh, we talked about
Dan,
why should you ask these questions when we're talking? Why don't you just turn on the mic and ask questions? I mean, you know, really, just do it.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
He's over there stirring shit.
He stirs
so
the
much,
shit
he
during
forgets to ask questions.
Yeah, he stirs the shit during the
Get it going, man. We'll talk about it.
No,
I got you answers.
Would condo own, with the HOA, would they say, hey, no?
No, you have to be okay with. They have to say
or
okay.
you can answer it.
But usually they're okay with the wall that goes in between. Sometimes they'll even let us do the exterior walls if you do it from the inside.
Ceilings.
We don't do the ceilings.
You don't do ceilings?
It's not made for that because of the water content.
No. What, between floors?
Understood.
Oh.
Yeah, this is just for walls. Just for walls. So basically,
wait, you can't do ceilings?
No. We do ceilings with other type of insulation, but not the retro.
I told you.
Yes.
I told you they did other insulation.
Yep.
You said no, they don't. They do just foam.
Yeah, we do.
I
we
said
do.
What I mean,
fiberglass.
Mark, what I mean is this. Mark, what I mean is this. If they call them and say, I'm building a home, can you come and do fiberglass insulation? Will you do it?
No. That's not our customer.
That's exactly right.
We're retrofitting.
That's what I said. Told you, Mark. That's not what he said. It's exactly what I said. They only do it in conjunction with the
I'm going to have to start recording everything I ever say.
Well, just ask him. He's here. You don't have to ask me. What I said was correct.
I knew they did insulation in the ceiling, though.
But when they're doing the foam, if they called and said, come and do our ceiling, will you do it if you're not doing the walls?
Yes. Now,
But
what I was
you won't do
misunderstanding
walls.
probably, we do the walls themselves with the foam.
But
now,
if
if
they're not
they
doing
need
the
it
walls,
in the attic,
all they want is insulation batting in the ceiling. That's all they want.
in the attic area, that's fine too. We can blow it
but
in.
not the wall. I'm not talking about blowing it. I'm talking about.
Oh no, foam does not go in that area because it doesn't
But
go in
will
there.
you do regular insulation in that area?
Yes.
Okay.
Blown in loose fill fiberglass.
Okay. And you'll do that without them doing the
Correct.
walls. Okay. So they're
With
in
or
both
without.
categories anyway, aren't they? Are they in both categories?
We just want want to avoid new construction, I think.
Yeah.
You want to avoid what?
New
And you want to
construction.
do new construction.
See, we have to
would
have
avoid.
cash to get into for this to stick in there and dry. With a new construction, you're going to spray it.
And new construction,
It's a totally different
spray
product.
foam's a great product.
It's a wonderful
in
product.
new construction, it's not great.
It's expensive.
Yeah,
Well, it's-
it is.
Builders
but-
are going to want it.
Exactly.
Cheaper.
They're going to want it cheap.
Unless they sell it as an upgrade, that'd be kind
Yeah,
of cool. The
and they
wall
do.
stuff.
They
You
do
can't
temper.
fish through it. You
Yeah,
can't
no,
fish through
no
it.
fishing through that. That's too hard to fish
That's
through.
the business owner on
Yep.
by the way.
But with the spray,
Yeah,
do you fill the whole cavity?
you
No,
can.
we
You can do
typically
either.
do about 2 inches.
Oh, you talking about the blown in
Spray
the
foam?
attic?
Or the
No,
spray
the
foam.
spray.
Spray foam. The one with our injection foam or spray foam?
Spray foam.
Spray foam, yeah,
When
that
you're
goes.
doing new construction on
Yeah.
spray foam, you fill the whole cavity.
You don't have to. You can use closed cell and it'll do portion of it, so it leaves room for everything else. Or you can do open cell and it would fill the whole cell and you shave it off. One of them expands, one doesn't.
Oh, you don't shave off full cell.
No. Now, and so closed cell is just, it's like R7 per inch. 2 inches, man, that's
Business
pretty much all you
over
have. That's all you need. Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. The issue that we had with the Audi, we did pretty much say, look, you bought a car as is, but it's too bad you had to put all that money into it. But I suggested you don't go back to the same people you bought it from. If you don't trust them, go somewhere else.
Well, they're just a dealership. They don't do repairs.
No, okay, but I meant for another car. However, Merrill, they technically did nothing wrong, and we stated that. We said, look, when you buy something as is, it's as is. Audis are pieces of crap, usually. This had low mileage, as I remember. That's good. But that doesn't help you all with this. But Mark said, you know what? You made a mistake. I'm just going to call them for the heck of it. What were you hoping, Mark, when you called? What?
I just wanted to know the owner's side of it. She called up. She gave out his name. She gave out everything. I figured let's give him an opportunity.
Okay, good. Let's talk to Bob. Can you get Merrill back? I'm so sorry. I did that, Daff. Bob, where do you stand on this, basically, on this whole purchase? I'm sure you've heard from her. You're the owner of Griffin Automotive. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity to respond. What she says, it was an extremely low mileage. I believe it.
45,000, she said,
right. And the pedigree to this vehicle was incredible. I concur with you, as everybody. Audis are pretty much junk, but this one had a pedigree. It was incredible. It came out of South Florida. It was a girl that owned it. She lived on Brickell, right on Biscayne Bay. And, if it makes any difference, I mean, the cheapest condo in the place is $1.5 million. And it had tremendous dealer service, so we wouldn't even have bothered with it, the vehicle, had it not had a pedigree in this duration. So long story short, it did.
Yeah.
It came out here. She looked at it and loved it and liked it and drove it and what have you. And I said, these cars are troublesome cars. And if I were you, just to cut off any problems, why don't you take the thing to you have a trusted mechanic?
Merrill, why didn't you get it checked out? He brings up a good point.
Listen to what he says she said, though.
Okay, so I want to hear first what Merrill says. Why didn't you get it checked out, Merrill?
I am a three-time Audi TT owner, and I did take it to my mechanic right after I bought it.
Not after you bought it. I'm talking about before you bought it.
I didn't have it checked out before I bought it.
Was there a reason?
No.
Okay, so what were you going to say, Mark?
Well, please have him tell. Bob, what did she tell you?
She said, I suggested just that.
Okay.
She says, I've owned 3 of them. I know the car as well.
Okay.
And and that, which probably is not the
and she said that basically.
Use, but,
she said I'm a 3-time owner. She said that a few times. Merrill, what did your mechanic say right after you bought it and you did take it to him?
He said it was a really good, it appeared to be a really good car.
Okay.
But the problems began, they were sporadic problems. So when I test drove the car, the heat and the AC was working. But then later they weren't working.
So Merrill, you're not alleging the dealer did anything wrong. You're just saying you bought a car and had bad luck with it, basically.
I'm saying that they advertised it, and I have all the pictures as being in excellent condition, and it was...
Your own mechanic said that. You just told us that. So this is what I really need to know, and I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm asking a simple question. What do you think the dealer did wrong?
I think they misrepresented the car.
Then so did your mechanic. So did your mechanic.
No, since I spoke to you this morning, I added up my itemization.
Meryl, your mechanic misrepresented the car. Now, mind you, your mechanic wasn't selling it to you, but your mechanic misrepresented the car, too. Do you think they intentionally misrepresented it because you thought it was in great shape? Your mechanic thought it was in great shape? Okay.
No, absolutely not. And I'm not sure if we're speaking with Bob Jr. or Bob Sr. on the phone, by the way. They sound alike to me. But
he's senior.
Bob Sr.?
Yes, he's senior.
Bob Sr. We've spoken many times. I said I respect you, sir. They deal actually in Japanese cars. My friend bought a
Okay, so what do you think? What do you think? In the interest of time, we're hearing now that you feel they misrepresented it, but not intentionally. Your mechanic misrepresented it. You had the false impression it was fine, and you said nothing happened immediately, but it was a gradual, monotonous thing where it cost you $4,000. Here's what I want to know, Meryl. What do you want if you could wave your magic wand? And I'm serious now. I'm asking what. I'm not saying you're going to get it. What do you want?
What I want is it was represented to me as a car, what he just was saying to you.
What do you want, Meryl?
And had
Meryl, what do you want, Meryl?
I want some compensation for the fact this car was not garaged, and I have put $4,800 into it, and everything about it was disintegrated because it sat in the searing heat and humidity in Florida, and then was sold.
Meryl, that's not there. Wait, it was sold as what? Did they misrepresent its pedigree?
I believe they did.
No, what did they say? What did they say? I want to hear that. What did they say, Meryl?
He said to me that the girl lived in $1 million condo, and it was in a garage, and I believe they probably bought it at auction, so they wouldn't know any of this stuff.
Did you say that, Bob?
Yeah.
The Carfax itself said as much, and the address on the title
I don't even know where this is
Meryl,
going.
Meryl,
Honestly,
it doesn't matter, Meryl, that you have a diary of everything that went wrong. It wasn't intentional. I don't think the dealer did anything wrong, and I don't think they owe you a dime. I don't. I'm not trying to side with them. I am listening to both sides. I don't hear anything at all. What I hear is regret. Because you bought it and you didn't research it and you didn't get it checked. Anyone could have seen anything that was brittle or sunstroked. Here's the deal. The Carfax showed the address, where it came from. And he did not do anything intentionally. You even said that. And now you're saying you deserve compensation.
Well, what I wish that Mr. Meller would have done in the beginning when I called Griffin Automotive is said, you bought it as is, we can't help you. But instead, we've been playing this cat and mouse game since the first week in June where he says, call Bob Sr., call Bob Jr., call Bill, they'll be in afternoon. Even today, when I called, I was told Bob will be in afternoon. Tell me to go away. Don't tell me to call like you're going to do something for me.
Okay. I would say if listen, I don't want to, you know what, Meryl? I don't want to be a smartass here, but you really are off base. You know, I mean, a lot of people are saying, Tom, why didn't you hang up on her, or why didn't you do the bomb drop? It's truly ridiculous what you're asking. It's absolutely, you're making no case whatsoever at all. Okay, I'm going to stop being kind. I'm just going to tell you, you're an adult, and I have heard nothing, not one thing that implicates this dealer. And I truly want to help you, but I can't. And I really feel that, here, let's hear the song. You are an idiot! That's the Tom Martino Choir. The Tom Martino Choir.
Man, you're harsh, bro.
You know what? I am not harsh. I gave her more than enough time.
I love how she actually acknowledged after she bought it, she brings it to her own guy
who said it was okay.
It's in great shape.
Bob, I do have a recommendation at Griffin. Don't make any representations. I don't know why salesmen do that. Don't, even if it's on the Carfax, just say, here's the car. It looks in great shape to me. Take it and be checked. Bob, really, I mean, a lot of times you guys hang yourselves by just adding to it, just adding that little extra line that doesn't even have to be added.
I concur, totally, I concur. Our first spiel is that, listen, I want you happy. If you have a mechanic, I personally suggest you take it to the new car dealer who made the car because they know them the best.
But really, if you really wanted to do something here, not only give her a refund, you should pay her some extra money as well. And then throw in a free car. That's what I think.
And that nice condo in Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you know what? Merrill, I know you didn't call for this, and people listening, like it or not, come on. Sometimes you just got to tell it like it is, right? For God's sakes.
I would have said it a lot nicer.
Yeah, sure you would have. She wouldn't have lasted this long. It's my age making me softer a bit. 303-713-TALK.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KH.
Her own mechanic said it was in great shape.
She's regretful and wants money back.
He told her to go have it checked out, and I believe her.
Yeah.
She said, I've owned 3 in the past. I know these cars.
You know that's the way it went.
I just love this. You get it all the time. Like, cars are sold as is, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're not giving you a warranty or taking a risk. When you leave this lot, it's yours.
What's that?
Cars being sold as is, and people just, the buyer's remorse all the time. I had it with the Navigator I sold. When I sold it, the guy's like, 5 things are wrong with this. I'm like, I didn't know there anything was wrong with it, but I was selling it because I didn't feel like getting it maintained.
Forecast. It'll become sunny today with a high near 67.
It's those Quattros, too.
God, these are pieces of...
No, the TT is not as nice as the Quattros.
This one's Quattro.
The TTs are the cheapies, I think.
But she said it was Quattro.
What'd she say, 2001?
GT Quattro.
Did she say it was a 2001?
2001.
I mean, who pays
45,000 miles.
Okay, guys, 5 seconds. I'm turning the mic on now.
Shop the Save Big Sale, online or in store.
Plumline Services is a company I've known and trusted since their inception 17 years ago, from one van to multiple vans for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And let me remind you, with their drains, they have their own drain division. They don't hire subcontractors. 93 are free. If they can't clear your drain, guess what? You get it. You get it for $93 or no charge at all, and they do a full diagnostic for you. And that's Plumline, a name you can trust.
Quattro just means all-wheel drive. So they're all TT, Quattro meaning not front-wheel drive.
Who pays $9,000 for a 17-year-old car?
Quattro means 4, Quattro.
In Italian, actually.
Yeah.
But you're right. 17-year-old.
Quattro is Italian.
Everything starts to go bad around that time.
Isn't that weird? Uno dos, tres,
Quattro was
cuatro.
sitting outside, you would see
So
that change
Spanish
17
and
years.
Italian have
But
the
she looked at
exact
it
same
before.
name.
Well, in many cases.
You would see that.
Or
They
the
do, that's
dropping
odd.
headliner, or the...
I don't know about that. That's good.
What is
That's
one
just part of
in
quality.
Italian? So it is Uno. So they're the same.
Well, una.
Are all words the same?
Una, due, tre.
In other words, is Italian Spanish for real?
No, but they're all based on what they call grammatical languages there.
Yeah, but that's almost the exact same shit. Quattro.
Yeah. Well, it isn't, man. We have a lot of words. What love is amore, right?
What is a buddy called?
Paisan.
Piazza. A what?
Paisan.
See, that's not Italian. Or
That's
all
Italian,
Spanish.
yeah. Isn't that Italian?
Jose is Spanish.
Yeah.
Amigo.
Oh, amigo. You're so easy, dude.
I'm debating getting in. I'm just wondering if they're on a little clock down.
What's that?
How I'm debating getting back in the market. I just wonder if they're down for the last...
Ask him.
Just to ride it back up?
Ask him.
Or is it down?
What do you think, Mark?
What do you think, Mark? Is the market gonna reach
Should
for
we get back in the market right now?
Right now, I wouldn't. No.
Too much going on.
No, I haven't exited the market, so don't get me wrong. But
Well,
I
we have
haven't
some
done
shit,
shit.
but we have some solids.
These
Well, no, I mean,
these
we
3
have
for
some
4%
solids.
drops, and then it goes back up. And then
We own a shitload of Ford right now, and I mean a shitload, but Ford is not going to get hurt too much more by anything going on now.
Yeah.
But some shit I'd watch out on, man. Apple, a lot of the tech
The
stocks,
tech stocks right now.
Facebook, all this shit, man. If Warren gets in place, I'd just fucking go liquid. And then I'd fucking move to some other country.
Do you think she has a chance to win?
Who? Yeah.
I think she's going to win the Democratic.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Oh, not not the election. I think she has a chance to win against Biden. He's going to do something and sniff some woman's hair or do something really wild.
I think if Biden gets in there...
And his own people are turning on him because of his kid now.
Yeah. Why? What did his kid do?
He took a job over in Ukraine.
You're saying he didn't work? He didn't work for the money?
I don't know, but Biden sent over a bunch of people to
But the best is
fire the investigator that was looking into the whole
and then he
deal.
says he plays no part in it, but he goes golfing with the two guys that were on the boat.
Oh yeah, he never met him, and here's
Here's a picture of them golfing together.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of they're kind of attacking their own, and he's the only one that's got a
I
shot
think they're
to
doing
win
it because they think that he
Trump.
might win the DNC. Yeah. I don't think Warren does. The Pocahontas.
Bill Clinton had to sign a thing to get him in to become an officer in the Navy. Then he was booted out of the Navy.
And then he got fired
for doing coke.
Coke, that's right. Or no, he was smoking it. That's crack.
Who is this?
No.
They found a pipe.
No.
Are you
They
saying,
found a crack pipe in his car.
Are you saying Biden was smoking crack?
His boy.
Oh, his boy.
It's his son Hunter.
Yeah. So the kid that gets kicked out of the military is a drug addict.
Yeah.
Is working in the Ukraine for $50K a year and
Does he
nothing's
even
weird
speak the
about
language
this.
there?
Oh,
And he married his dead brother's wife.
More than $50K a year.
Which is really
No, it's $50K a month.
Yeah, but it was $600 grand, I thought, right?
Yeah, $50K a month.
Okay, there you go.
No, that's currently. I don't know what that whole deal was back then. It was probably way more.
But he also did China.
And you look at the transcript, you don't, like, he's not going to get, he may get impeached, but he's not going to get kicked out.
He won't get impeached because they'll never do it in the Senate.
But if they can impeach it, or
What do they want? You think all these business leaders want someone like Warren in there?
No, the Senate. Nothing will happen in the Senate, but it'll get out of the House. So.
Facebook came out, Zuckerberg came out and said, I'll have to sue the U.S. if she wins. He said that yesterday.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's get right to the phones. People are waiting a long time. Okay, so Richard, what's going on with you, Richard? How can we help you? Optical Masters messed up glasses. Is it that simple?
Yes, sir, it is.
And they don't acknowledge it?
Well, I mentioned your name as I was walking out, and then they said, well, we'll give them to you free. And by that time, I had been walked out of the place.
Hold on a second. They said, we'll give them to you free. What happened? How far off is the prescription?
Real bad, real bad.
Okay.
They're not even the glasses I ordered.
Well, are they the frames, or were they your frames?
No, they're frames.
Okay, how much for the total? How much for the total job?
$157.
Okay, so if you go back there, will they just redo them since they were willing to give them to you free, or will they just give you a refund?
Well, I don't know, Tom.
I think you should give them the chance.
Well, they belittled me so much.
Belittle? How did they belittle you?
Oh, they made it out that it was my fault because I didn't want them.
Wait a minute. When you tried them on, you could clearly see that it wasn't the right prescription. You could see it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah, I complained that I had peripheral vision, and that the glasses were too small.
You probably do want that, though.
No, they're too small. I ordered a bigger set of glasses.
But the prescription themselves.
Here's what he's saying. If I can cut through the muster, he's basically saying he doesn't like the frames, not the prescription.
Because it's not the frame I ordered.
Okay, but Richard.
And the prescription is wrong too. They're too strong. So what they did is they called me last week and said, look, they sent the wrong lenses. They won't fit.
Richard, let's just get you a refund if they offered it. Daph, can you just call them? I don't see a reason for this. I mean, he's upset. I understand that. But get your money back. Move on. That's what I would do. Rachel, what's going on with you? Rachel? What's happening?
Yeah, my nephew was murdered on August 3rd.
Oh, my
at
God.
the Denver Beer Depot.
Are we talking about just 2 months ago?
Yeah, 2 months ago. And
oh, my goodness. How old was your nephew?
41.
And what was he doing? He was drinking there and got killed?
He was probably there for about 40 minutes is what we think.
And what
he wasn't
happened?
there that long.
And what happened?
His wife was going to pay the bill, and he went out to smoke, and somebody shot him right outside the beer depot.
Now, what was it? It's called Denver Beer Depot?
Yeah, it's like 38th and Stewart.
Here's what I want to know. Was there a motive, or was it a drive-by, senseless, or it's all senseless, but what I mean is, did somebody have it after him particularly?
We don't know, and it wasn't a drive-by. It was something that happened outside.
Do you think they were targeting him? What are police saying about it?
Well, they won't tell us anything about the investigation.
Well,
really, because
they're not
it's under
supposed to.
investigation.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are you calling about? How can we assist?
Well, it's a busy place, right?
Yeah.
He got shot about 12:50, maybe 12. Yeah, about 12:50.
On August 3rd, 12:50, just after midnight, you mean?
Right, yes.
So it was actually on the 3rd then, not the 2nd, but it was on the 3rd.
It was the 3rd, yeah, because of the midnight,
12:50 a.m. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And it says there's no description of a possible suspect or any other information, but they're calling it a homicide. I mean, it's nuts.
So are you asking for people to go to Crime Stoppers?
Yes, that's what I would love for somebody to go to Crime Stoppers, because there's a bar full of people there. It's a busy place, and people are saying they didn't see anything, and I don't know if they're intimidated.
Was your nephew part? And I'm just asking this because I don't know you. Was he ever part of a gang, or did he hang out with a rough crowd, or what's his background?
No, he's a traffic control supervisor for WS Barricade. He's been a supervisor for about 5 years.
Just a regular guy.
Employees under him.
Just a regular guy.
They do hire felons, you know. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
And may fire them as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, police must be, I mean, detectives don't take this lightly.
No. And he was a good guy. We had about 300 people at the funeral, you know, if that lets you know.
Okay, Rachel, I want Daphne to take this information and then and take your information. Let's get as much as we can, and you know, just like the other media, we'll put out the word for people to go to Crime Stoppers, Denver Beer Depot, 12:50 a.m. on the 3rd of August, and we'll just put out the word. I mean, this is a terrible tragedy. You know, he's standing out there and gets killed. Was it like a hate crime? Was he? I hate the word hate crime. All crime seems to be hate when they murder people. But did they like shoot him several times, or was it just once, or how was it?
Well, we think it was just one time. I
In the
talked
head?
to the person who called. They shot him on the left side, like under the rib cage. I talked to the person who called 911, and that's what she told me.
How weird is this?
Father of 3, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he has an 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 23-year-old.
Are there any funds that are being established for him?
We had a GoFundMe that we used for the headstone, and we privately paid for the funeral, which was very expensive. We didn't even know a funeral cost that much. So.
What's his name?
Something for people. Eric McAllister.
You know, they got a reward, too, and the Crime Stoppers tip line is 720-913-7867.
Okay, so that's 720-917...
913.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay,
720-913-7867. And there is a reward if anybody knows anything.
Rachel,
any information.
We'll remind people again if you want to come on again tomorrow. We really should. And maybe you can get us a photo of the guy. Let's try to put out the word on social media as well. Eric, what's happening with you?
What?
Eric? Eric, are you there, sir? Okay, I don't hear him. I don't want to hang up. See if there's something wrong with his phone, and we'll try to reestablish. I have a question for Rocky Mountain Retro Phone on email on this. Can you do this for additions that have open studs? How do you do it if they want to do it in their addition?
No, basically what we're needing are homes that already have drywall.
Well, can they put up the drywall and you can come in afterwards and do it during construction? Or did you say that spray foam might be a better option for new construction? You're looking for retro.
Yeah, we're looking for a retrofit. So people that, you know, basically before 1980, they really didn't have any code saying you needed insulation in walls.
Right.
So a lot of homes did not have
Right. Okay.
After that, they went to the basics. So they started establishing a code, and those codes were so minimal until now you need something better.
Okay, so anyway,
It's too high.
so if you have minimal insulation, no insulation, obviously you'll benefit from this. Any insulation, this is better. But for sure, listen, if you're getting insulation, you got to check them out. Now, the website foamyourwalls.com.
Break. What do you think we're doing for lunch?
No clue. Anything you want to do, basically.
Oh, there's Shannon.
Gotta
That's
be
right down
over
over
by
there.
4.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have time for Shannon. Get back.
Should I just go on and forget the break?
Please tell me that didn't fire again. That's so weird.
I'm Tom Martinez.
You know, we're having technical difficulty, and when it fires, I'll just take a break, okay? Is it in delay right now? All right, I'm sorry, guys, but we'll just take your calls and keep talking, all right? Now, Eric has a question, and I'm hoping he's back now. Eric on payroll. Eric, are you there now? Okay. Daphne, get on line 1, please, and see if we have him or not, or just hang up. Okay, thanks. Andrew, what's going on with you, Andrew?
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, sir.
What's happening?
Long time listener. I grew up with you. You're the man.
Okay, well, thank you for growing up with me. I didn't grow up yet, so what's happening?
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going through a divorce.
Okay.
And so I came home and I parked on my property after a 12-hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why'd you park on... Wait, so you mean parked meaning you parked in your driveway?
Well, I've got a little bit bigger than a driveway. I'm out here in Elizabeth. I was the guy you talked about, 10 years ago having the Girl Scouts in front of the dispensary.
I don't remember that, and I usually remember every call. But anyway, let's talk about that. Let's talk about this.
In Franktown.
Okay.
Right.
You parked on your
At
property,
any rate.
and what happened?
Well, after a 12-hour shift, I decided to have a couple shots of vodka.
Okay. But were you in your car?
Yes, I was in my car.
Were
It
the
was
keys in the ignition or it with you? Were the keys with you?
You know what? The keys were with me. It is an electronic start.
Did you get a DUI?
No, I did not.
Oh, you're lucky. What happened?
Basically, my wife called the police. The police came.
Were you living there at the time, by the way? Were you like under normal habitation? Were you living with your wife during this divorce?
100%.
Okay, so why'd she call the police? Because she wondered where you were?
She's just, I don't want to go into that. I don't want to defame her in any way.
Okay, so Andrew, we need to get to the story so that she called police, and what happened?
They took me to the hospital, right, for detox.
Okay.
And,
man, are you lucky you didn't get a DUI? So you went for detox, then what?
And then basically I was forced to strip down and then shoved into a bed and kicked in the knee.
Well,
by a security guard.
That sucks. Yeah. For all we know, I don't know what your behavior was, but what's the end result here? How can we help you?
I don't think the detox worked.
Torn meniscus.
Oh, a torn meniscus, and you're saying it was done by this treatment?
It was.
Okay. Do you know that torn meniscus now they do not recommend surgery?
No, I don't. I'm in physical therapy, have been for 2 months.
Okay, so what do you want?
Well, I can't work. I mean, I was walking 10 miles
Then you
a
need
day
to
at
see
my job.
you need to see seriously a personal injury attorney. But here's what I think. Because you were intoxicated and basically taken into custody, unless you can prove this with witnesses, they're not going to take your word for it. They're just not. And Andrew, I'm just telling you that based on past cases. This is not legal advice. You're going to have a problem. But you should call an attorney, a personal injury attorney. And I'm going to give you some advice. If a personal injury attorney will not take the case after you explain it to them, it usually means you don't have a good case.
Understood.
All right. Well, if we have to fit this break in, hold on. We were having technical difficulty. Let's go.
People do a lot to protect themselves during their jobs or hobbies. Gloves for the hands, helmets for your head.
We had no problem,
Yeah, the Girl Scouts were in front of my house.
Yeah, this was no. There's
Girl marijuana.
Hey, it's probably his daughters. He put in front of the dispensary.
I thought they were cookies.
And what do? I have Dixon Durant. I mean, I'm never going to get these in, guys. I'm never, right? Thank you. I got it. This is great news. We can make. I didn't realize that. You're right about that.
And then
I was confused.
The girls who just sell cookies, you just drop them off in front of a dispensary to sell their Girl Scout cookies. I mean, makes sense.
Maybe a smart
But that's
move.
this guy. He's not the smartest. So I just decided to drink shots of vodka in my car.
Okay, so I want both
my
of those
wife,
folks, yeah.
though.
I think he had a couple of shots before he called.
Oh, he did. He was,
Long or short?
I heard that in the first 5 seconds.
Flexidentofcolorado.com. You know, I love the way Flexident works. They don't report to Carfax. They do no harm to the paint. You never know they were there. It doesn't detract from value to your car. That's why it's the preferred way to get your car fixed with a hail storm. Listen, Flexident has experience, and they have also top ratings on my referral list at referrallist.com. Give them a call, 303-619-6273. Immediate spots open. Not just hail damage, but any dings where paint has not been damaged. FlexidentofColorado.com, 303-619-6273.
And Mark, you missed it when that guy on his frames, he said, were they girl frames? You should have said
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't understand.
Well,
they said they were going to give him his money back, and it sounds like let him keep the frames, and he walked out, and then he calls for help. It's like, yo, you were made whole.
Something made no sense in that call, and
have-
it was the call.
Yeah. So you're going to give Andrew John Fuller's number?
God, that's funny.
Yeah, personal, his cell.
Please give him John's cell, and then just make sure it came from Tom, not me. Hey, I want to thank you for that guy that called me at 3 a.m. the other day. That tripped over his tent pole in the park.
You were saying something about Price Fixer earlier about the commercials being close together, and you paid for them is what I thought I heard. Do you own Price Fixer or something like that?
No.
Oh.
I just do commercials for them.
Oh.
I place commercials to them.
Okay.
I say I want them playing here.
Yeah.
This show, that show.
I was like, oh, you own another business.
No, but we own actually quite a few businesses.
Yeah.
We might own a Price Fixer, ironically as that question is.
Yeah.
It would not be in this area, though. Our new credit card company, though, man.
What's the credit card company?
You'll get an email next week. It is so exciting, man.
It's
free
good-
equipment,
it's good for you.
looest price. I don't know
So is
much credit
our
card
consumer
Rupert takes.
finance.
That's what I want to ask
We
about.
will have no discounts, no app fees.
Whatever you
nothing.
guys do now will
100%
be no
reimbursement
long-term
to you.
contracts, and we'll give you free portable equipment so you can actually scan the
We
chips
have,
right
we
at
have
the
that
house.
out there. I don't know what we're running.
We do.
I'm going to take this since it's a minute.
Yeah, but you won't get lower fees.
No, our fees are
Great. What are your fees like?
they're going to be whatever Visa, MasterCard are,
Okay.
plus whatever. So every single card's a little different.
So it's whatever Visa, MasterCard, plus if you buy us a
It's
Coke.
the exact, they call it exchange rate.
Right.
It's exact exchange rate plus whatever.
Okay.
A Coke, buy us a Coke. Right? Buy lunch.
Cheap?
Once a week lunch.
No, even cheaper. We're doing it purely to build up a database of customers. We're basically doing it. You're going to get wholesale rates, period.
Our play is.
And if you don't like them, guess what? You're in no contract. None of it matters.
Right.
People wonder why, but seriously, it is a play for data.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about that finance stuff.
That's almost done too.
Finance,
Did you send that
the
to Gian?
website's almost
Did you
done.
send it to Gian?
Yes.
Okay. As soon as it's up on WordPress, I'll edit the text and then I'm off to.
You nuked the damn contact information. You had to rebuild that on
For
merchants
what?
first.
No, Mark,
Telling you.
I didn't fucking nuke anything. Okay, I nuked the fucking newsletter.
You nuked
There was.
They're putting it back in though.
Not the newsletter. We're not going to do a newsletter.
No, we're not doing a newsletter. You nuked it.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, so let's talk and see what we can do for you, all right? Now, Mike's got a comment on the Denver Beer Depot, and then we'll go back.
To Andrew, we didn't forget about him. This is a weird one where she said the guy walked out and got shot. It's all over the media. They're looking for information at Crime Stoppers. and his name was Eric McAllister. What do you know about the Denver Beer Depot?
Well, only when I just did a quick search on the internet, and I came up on westward.com, February 1st article. And let me just read this sentence from the article. Everyone expressed their love for the bar and their fellow patrons and talked about everyone there keeps an eye out to make sure there, quote, aren't any problems, close quote. Sounds shady.
What does that mean?
Sounds like a gang hangs out.
Well, yeah, you have to read the whole article.
Well, what do you think it means?
Yeah, what are you saying? Are you saying it looks like a gang hangout, basically, right?
Yeah, well, that woman said there were felons there. It just looks dangerous. I mean, there's a photo of it there.
Okay,
exactly
all right. Well, it could be a dangerous place. Let's put it this way. You know, not one witness. Somebody walks out and gets shot, basically on the patio or wherever he was right outside, or he's paying his bill. This is terrible. Andrew, okay. Did you call personal injury attorneys, Andrew?
No, I have not yet. I'm looking for a recommendation, and I'll tell you this right now. They did hold me against my will at the hospital. The instant I told them I was going to call my attorney, I have another attorney for different reasons, they released me.
Okay. They're going to claim that's not true, I'm sure. But if they admit they held you with they can hold you against your will if they feel you're a danger until they determine that you're not. So they're going to say, yes, he was drunk, we thought he needed to be held, and then we let him go. Everything that went on with you is okay, except for if you had brutal treatment or unnecessarily rough treatment. But listen, Andrew, I know, but you were drunk, so it's possible. See, I see things a certain way, and somebody says, Tom, that didn't happen. I'm not talking about even being drunk. It's just such different perceptions people have of things.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's possible that you weren't viewing this the same way somebody else would standing next to you. So, do you have any witnesses?
I have videotape of it that I can get from the hospital,
Good.
yes.
Can you get videotape showing these people the way they handled you and possibly kicking you?
Oh, yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Well,
they were videotaping the
All right.
whole room.
Then for absolutely positively sure, you need to at least do that. Start. You don't need an attorney to do that. Start. And then you want a recommendation off the air, give him some personal injury attorneys just to inquire with. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around. We have interesting calls ahead. Ideal home.
Denver trial lawyers are Fuller. Why? Actually, give them Fuller and say Tom said to call late at night.
I can't believe they said that they would have video of him getting kicked.
They probably do, as he's fighting them because he's drunk. Of course they have video of it.
I've got another attorney for other reasons.
Yeah, I like that part.
Let me guess, business?
Well, divorce.
All's got to go back to those Girl Scouts.
What is this Crime Stoppers one? We had a call in from Crime Stoppers for a while?
That was the one we just had.
Yeah, that was the one we got. The guy that got killed.
So if you look at it, they say it's a pretty sketchy looking bar from the outside, but it is clean.
Well, I mean, did you look at the guy at all? Did you look up his Facebook?
No.
Yeah, he's got tats, and just, not that tats are bad, but...
Not that tats are bad, but...
Yeah.
Neck tattoo?
No. He had the finger ones, things like that. And,
the car,
Yeah, I wouldn't...
It's in a nice area, though.
Is it? Yeah, because I saw Tennessee. Yeah, so Tennyson and 38th or something like that.
I mean, upcoming area, I guess it's.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, you never know for sure.
That is true.
I'd be surprised if no one knows anything in Denver, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's not cameras around anywhere.
Oh, there's people everywhere.
Do we have, are we on? We're not on air? We're dead, bro.
We're dead.
They're on it. It froze up. They're working on it. If you notice.
Oh, should we just stay on?
Can I make an announcement? As you can hear
from nothing, which is silence, we're having technical difficulty. I urge you to stick around. We're going to resume the show. We are working on it at this point. 303-713-TALK is our number. Now, listen, if you're on hold, we will take your calls. In fact, we'll even take them anyway, whether we've cleared this up or not. So you can get your calls in at 303-713-TALK. We have Rocky Mountain Retro Phone with us and several emails to answer questions. So what should I do? Do you think, Ed, we should continue or should we wait? What should we do? You tell me and I'll do it. So I'll just keep going now and then we'll figure out what to do. So, as I said, 303-713-TALK. Daphne, who's on the hotline there?
That is Frank Duran, the real estate man.
All right, let's talk to him while we're here, okay? Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. What did you want to talk about, Frank?
Hey, Tom, we just want to let everybody know out there we appreciate them, and we have a team of seasoned veterans. I always want to make sure we don't water ourselves down, that we give you the best service possible. So not only do we have a team of seasoned veterans to back you up, I negotiate every single listing, so I'm with you every step of the way.
You know, Frank, and all of that is wonderful the way you put it, and it's so polished and all that, but I just want to cut through all this crap and say, and not what you're saying is crap, but I'm saying I just really want to cut through it. You really, truly are the best at what you do, and we have sat through transactions and just been in awe of how you can manipulate things in such a mild-mannered way. It's truly amazing. And so, Frank, thank you. And if you want to reach Frank, 303-920-1622, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. All right, so we want to make some things clear. With retro foam, retrofitting insulation, about really a good half of the market right now, they have not good insulation. We're not talking about newer homes. About what percent? I mean, what would you say in the metro area of all homes? What percentage can use retrofitting of insulation or retro insulation?
What we've found, we've seen new homes all the way down right now, and I'd say,
but mostly the older ones, you said, right?
Well, that's the stage where they didn't have good insulation, or maybe even no insulation.
Right,
even
that's
the
ridiculous.
Newer homes, though, we're going into now.
Okay,
so we're going into with a fiberglass.
So even though you bought a new home, you can still benefit where you'll actually get lower bills. We're talking sometimes. The worst case is, or best case, 50% savings on energy bills. And, of course, even on a newer home, you're going to save 15 or 20%.
Oh, sure. And that's what we're finding, because some people do save more than 50%. You know,
go ahead.
We have a gentleman just this past year that we put foam in. He's a realtor as well. And it's a newer home, a lot bigger home. He had good insulation as far as that goes. We put it in. His bills dropped drastically.
Now, I watched a video, and I watched it live as well. 2-inch holes are put under the siding.
Correct.
Or what happens with brick or stucco? Same thing?
Well, we use a smaller hole because we want to cover those up.
Okay.
Because we don't want to make it look like we were there.
But when you're done, it's finished, right?
Correct.
And then do you go in from the top, from the middle? How do you do it from the outside?
We want to do the least amount of damage to a home that we can, because we don't want it to look like we were there.
And what about knowing if it's been put in? How do you know it?
We know it because we use infrared cameras. Oh. So we're able to look at it as it's going in, and we know that it's filling every part.
So you can see that the wall cavity has been filled. Dan, you had some questions before that I thought were good. What were they?
Yeah, it's like in a condos and stuff where you just own from the walls in. You can go in there and, for the quietness.
Absolutely. And that's a big problem.
And on a house too, Dan, not just condo. I mean, there's 80% quieter.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people on busy roads, if they're in a condo and they have busy, loud neighbors.
That alone can kill a sale. Do you know that on a busy road? Because they may have built the house years ago, but now it's so busy they hear it.
That's right.
You can take that noise virtually away.
Yeah, it knocks out up to 80% in a typical 2x4 wall.
It's incredible when you see what it can do, and you watch it in action. Foamyourwalls.com is where you can see it.
And what about the electrical work, if you have to go in there and do electrical work?
Well, and that's the best part about this foam. It was made so that you can go in and still take a fish tape and go right through it and rewire if you need to. And as a matter of fact, even if you can go in to the wall, if you need to get to plumbing or anything, you can tear it out with your hands alone. No tools required. This is specially made to be soft so you can work with it.
Not just soft, but man, does it insulate. Now, you say it maintains R value in all temperatures. Why do you say that? I mean, why? Do other insulations not do that? Is that something special? I don't.
Yeah, when it comes down to building science and the R values and things, a lot of that break down over time, especially fiberglass. That's why if you have a house that's over 15 years old and it had fiberglass, a lot of times you're down to an R7 rating.
Really?
It just goes
over time.
Yep.
Okay.
Down.
So if the wiring and stuff and pipe is in the walls, especially if you have one, some people were idiots and they plumb on exterior walls, you can keep them from freezing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we can't make a statement saying that, it's always going to stop freezing. It depends on how cold
I don't
it gets.
see how it can't, really.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And that's it. I mean, you go to a foam cup that you put coffee in. It's only, a couple of millimeters thick. You can put hot coffee in there, and you don't even feel it in your hands. Imagine 4 inches of that in your wall, stopping the hot from coming in, stopping the cold from coming in, all the way around.
All right. So, if you need to call us, we're still taking calls. We're having some technical difficulties, so...
If you had like a mother-in-law apartment or something and she was really loud and naggy and just a real pain in the ass, are you saying this stuff you'd no longer hear?
Never.
You're going to really not down considering.
303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We had a call about this guy that was shot at the Denver Beer Depot. 12:50 a.m. That's early on August 3rd, very early, right after midnight. And it's important that we mentioned, it should be August 3rd, I don't know if I said August, yeah. And it's important that we mention that Crime Stoppers wants information, and they're getting nothing. Now, is that hard to believe that there's no witnesses whatsoever anywhere that have come that came forward? What do you think?
Not if it's gang related. I mean, we know that happens a lot.
And again, so they were obviously out on a Friday night, and this was right past midnight, so early Saturday morning on the 3rd. He's 41 years old. So Eric McAllister was killed. Now here's the point. Crime Stoppers number is 720-913-7867. We also have an inquiry here, as well as, since we're having some technical difficulties, I'm going to get to all of these, on the hormone bros. I mean, they don't know that's what it's called, but that's what they're asking about, pellet treatment for testosterone. They want to know if you can do the pellet treatment for you said thyroid. They treat thyroid. BioT treats thyroid, but they don't put it in a pellet. No one does. So the pellet therapy are for hormones that are like testosterone and estrogen, and the other part, the thyroid, is just normal thyroid treatment, but they do it in concert with the other hormones. So they do the blood tests and then balance all of those. Some of the men who just go to testosterone clinics, here's the problem you can have. If you have high testosterone, some people, it's called aromatize. They basically metabolize testosterone as estrogen. So you may add a lot of testosterone and not feel anything and think, hey, this is, and instead you start getting negative stuff like fat and boobs and stuff like that. That's because it's turning into estrogen. So BioT then has another treatment. They give you the testosterone, and then you take another pill to stop that metabolizing into estrogen. And they keep the estrogen and the testosterone balanced. That's why it's critically important not to go to just a T clinic. You need a balanced approach because you have to have the proper ratios between testosterone and estrogen for it to be effective. Otherwise, you could end up with too much of one and not enough of another. That's what the BioT system does. Now, this is not a promotion for BioT. This is just answering your questions because it is a promotion for the Hormone Bros. They're pretty cool guys. TheHormoneBros.com. They do this kind of treatment. And also, when Chase was talking about roofing on the other part of his business, Johnson Construction, there is another great video that I looked at. My God, I could not believe this roof. Is it the only hail-proof roof, or are there others around? And, you know, a lot of people like to use the word hail-resistant. Now, if ever hail-proof could be used, in my opinion, it's this one.
It's the only manufacturer I know of that is actually willing to put it in writing that they believe their roof to be hail-proof.
Now, insurance, I don't know what insurance is doing, but it ought to be more than just a normal discount, because they're basically saving insurance companies millions and millions of dollars.
To make a change like that, you need a broad installation, meaning it will happen. We're seeing it happen. I've talked to very high-up people with some companies like Chubb. There will be discounts that are huge for it, but they're not there yet. You need hundreds of thousands of homes that have it installed before you see that.
So what are you calling it? Your hail-proof roof. What are you calling it?
EuroShield?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And EuroShield is an upgrade. Would insurance pay for that? If you have a replacement roof, let's say, does it look more like tile or more like asphalt?
It looks actually more like shake or slate.
It's like a thick composite.
It's thick. It's made of 95% recycled content, of which 70% is tires.
So what will they do in a case where you lose a roof and you want to go to this?
You know, the way we look at it is we do bid pricing. So we have our price for EuroShield, and then there's the price the carrier will pay for asphalt. A lot of times the cost to go up to it may be $1,000. Sometimes it's $4,000, but it typically
it's an upgrade price, basically.
Yeah, but a couple $1,000s.
Now, people might say, what do I care if I get insurance claims if I have a hail-proof roof? Now, by the way, I do understand that reasoning if you don't have a discount or a substantial discount on insurance. But if you have a hail-proof roof that a manufacturer stands behind, then insurance companies have to get behind it eventually. But let's say, until they get on board and you're getting substantial discounts, really what are the benefits? Now, I can see logically it's a pain in the ass to have your roof done.
The climbing deductibles. I mean, I'm seeing it every year.
You're right.
Deductibles 8 years ago were $250. We're starting to heavily see 1%, 2% deductibles, especially in HOAs. I just dealt with an HOA that was a $2.6 million job. Their deductible was $1.2 million.
Holy crap.
Yes, and that it happens in the commercial world before it happens in the residential world. So it's coming.
Are you putting these on commercial buildings?
Oh, absolutely. Those are our biggest buyers, I think, in volume.
Now, do they come in various colors or and shapes, or is it all the same shape, basically?
Shake or slate.
Okay, so it's either or, so you can get a more geometric slate kind.
Yeah, absolutely. St. Andrews Golf Course in Scotland, the Lynx has roofed it with it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And I want to ask you about something else. Have you heard of those solar roofs where they plug together, they wire together, and they go on a roof and they're supposed to generate? You know, it takes the place of a solar panel. I don't know how you stand on those one way or another. We don't have any sponsors for that. We did have one looking at advertising, and we looked at the product, but there are a lot of built-in problems. And they're not big ones. I mean, it seems like a pretty good roof, but I don't know. What do you think? Have you looked at those?
Yeah, absolutely. The concept is good. The application of the concept is kind of like we see Tesla's solar roof not taking off. One connection and that fails, it's shot. I mean, the overall cost and effectiveness of it, no, it's just not there yet. Nobody's there, in my opinion.
Okay, and how does this hail-proof roof work with the underlayment? Do you need the same underlayment, the same paper, the same everything, same flashing? It's basically a roof, the same.
You're basically replacing an asphalt shingle for a shingle made of 95% recycled content that is pliable and hail-proof.
And the video for that, can you see it on your website?
I believe at Roofs, ROOFS, roofsbyjohnson.com. Yeah, we have it on there under the EuroShield tab.
Now, anyway, the Tesla thing, by the way, whether you want to trust Tesla for anything right now, the company, what do you think, Mark, as far as the car goes? A lot of people are not buying that car now. They're holding off because they're afraid that the support won't be there. What do you think?
I think there's going to be a ton of competition in that market in the next 5 years.
But what about Tesla itself as a company? What's the stock doing?
I haven't looked at their stock. Ever since that guy, what's their who's the owner, Musk or whatever.
Yeah.
He, in my opinion,
Elon.
he's just a lion sack, man. He comes out and says stuff like they're going to be taken privately at any day for X amount.
Do you think he does that
stuff
just
he should
for
have been
stock
thrown
price?
in prison for.
You
Of course
think he's
he does.
doing that to
Of course he
manipulate
does.
stock price?
Yeah, of course he does. What else reason would you do it? You come out if the stock's at 150 and you tell everybody that, oh, we're going to go private and they're going to buy every stock out there at $200 a share, the stock's going to dart up, and that's exactly what it did.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, this may not affect you at all, but we are having technical difficulties, so we're not going to be breaking for commercials until we get that fixed up. But we can take your calls, right? The phones are still working, right? 303-713-TALK. You can get right in. Give us anything that's on your mind, 303-713-8255. We have more time to talk, which is good, so you can talk about it if you want. Now, one guy is writing to me complaining about installation costs. So here's what he did. He does what a lot of people did.
God, I hate those emails.
He gets a bid for something, and it doesn't matter. We get them about all companies. He gets a bid for something. You guys are in business. You might want to weigh in. Okay, so he gets a bid for something, XYZ. He finds the widget. The widget cost, let's say, I'm only using fictitious numbers. The widget costs $100. And then he says, oh, okay, this widget costs $100, but he can't buy it, because it's wholesale and it's not available to him. And if he does buy it, he has to have it installed. So he calls a company. The company says, oh, yeah, we do those widgets. Yes, to have the widget installed is $900. And he says, well, I know in my mind it's $100 for the widget. So you're getting $800 for installation? That seems excessive since it's only going to take an hour or two. That's outrageous. Except what he doesn't know, not just this company, but most companies, they won't sell that widget for $100. Some of them sell for $200. And the reason is because they have to go out and service it or take care of it or be responsible for it. And then the labor and blah, blah, blah. It's hard to get across. And I'm not, by the way, I am not ever saying you should pay high prices just to pay high prices. You shouldn't. You should be able to have a reasonable price for what's done. It's called value. That doesn't mean the cheapest, but it's not necessarily the most expensive.
So where's the line drawn?
I don't know.
That's the biggest question.
That is one of the biggest problems we have in all of business, with automotive and homes especially.
It drives me crazy. Automotive, you'll have a one-stop place, no argument on shopping like Shop or whoever, and they're on a particular car, $20,000. If you go in and negotiate with another dealer, you can get it for $17,000. It doesn't mean they're a ripoff, but I sure don't like it. You buy a lot of vehicles. Chase, you said you have 20 trucks in your fleet. Mm-hmm. Do you buy from a place that only sells at one price, no negotiating?
Oh, no.
Or do you negotiate it?
No, I negotiate. I mean, I'll wait till the month when I know the rebates are coming in, right? And then I'll go negotiate.
This one price stuff, I don't like at all. How about you, Tom? Do you do it one price or
Never.
No?
I've never done a one price. Here's why. First of all, I don't mind one prices. If that was the way you did it, like suits are one price. This place has a price, that place has a price. You buy a suit. You don't want the suit, you don't buy it. I've never gone up to a guy and say, can I get this suit for, can I get it for less? I mean, I guess you could, but I don't haggle. In general, with cars, I don't want a one price unless I like the one price. Is that a weird way of putting it? So in other words, I will use that one price to go out and shop others.
I've always called BS on it because I'm looking at their website right now. This is Shop, and I hate to pick on them, but they used to be Shortline, and I bought a lot of vehicles from them. Now I won't shop them.
Well, Shop
one price,
yeah.
one person, 1 hour. Here's what I'm saying. This is what drives me crazy. Are they saying if I walk in there on a $20,000 car and offer them $19,999, they're not going to take it?
Right.
And I said that to their salesman. You know what he said?
They won't
take it. I said, well, you guys are idiots.
Well,
that's it. You won't take $1 off, and I'm going to walk out of here. You're a moron.
But in most cases, Mark, I mean, truly, I know what you mean. But in most,
that's exactly not only what I mean, what I told them.
But in most cases, no one's going to really do that. Okay, they're not going to haggle over $1. They usually haggle over more. So they set a policy. All right, and they stick by the policy. I guess he just wanted to emphasize that they're a one-price dealer. But here's how I look at it: if you're truly a one-price dealer, then you are going to be either higher or lower depending on the circumstance. If it's one price, what more important is, what is the price based on? For example, you have some people that are one price, but they're 2% over invoice, okay? If you are 2% over invoice, that could be a phenomenal deal for a car that is in a lot of desire, where dealers routinely will mark up on top of even the Moroni sticker. Now, you have invoices. You have the factory invoice, is what the dealer pays the factory. Listen carefully, folks. This is important. Then you have the dealer invoice, and that's what the dealer says their basis is. Why would a dealer have a dealer invoice if they know what they paid the factory? Do you know the answer to that? Here's why. Dealers have a basis of their own because they actually pay their service department for conditioning that car to get it ready for sale. They charge the cosmetics to maybe their shop that shines it up, mop and glow. They have their own internal invoice. If they put on any kind of sunroof or pinstriping, they don't do pinstriping anymore, do they? Anyway, whatever, they charge it to their own dealer invoice. So they have a factory invoice, and they pay $1,000 for that car, fictitious numbers here. And then they do a lot of stuff in-house, but it really does get paid to different departments. That's added. So now they have 400 added. So the dealer invoice is 1,400. The factory invoice is 1,000. You're not getting a great deal if they say we are giving you this at dealer invoice. Because the dealer invoice, they've already made money in all their different refurbishing departments, or on new cars, their conditioning departments, their whatever they do, they're making money. They can even have, on the dealer invoice, they could even have something called processing. And that could be their dealer profit. So they could make or give you the illusion you're getting a car at invoice, when really that's everything built in. Then to add insult to injury, they take the dealer invoice and add 2%, and they say you're only paying 2% over invoice, but you're paying 2% over dealer invoice. It's the factory invoice that counts. Like Purifoy does 2% over factory invoice. Now again, this is not a commercial for Rolly. He does it right, but in some cases, he's more expensive than dealers who just do a regular pricing, because they might have had that car for a long time and they're hurting and they need to get rid of it. They'll actually dip in and go lower just to get rid of it, whereas a fixed price, 2%, is 2%. Now, as I said, there are times they're going to be way more reasonable, and at other times they're going to be more expensive.
Well, a lot of times, too, what you've got to add to that equation, even if they have a true invoice price at $20,000, if that car's been sitting long enough and the factory has a ton of them they want to move through their supply chain, they can always go back and say, okay, now we're going to offer you another incentive.
That's right.
Behind the scenes of $3,000. So even though you think you're buying it at cost, that cost just went down $3,000. So they're lying sacks.
And we know someone who got stung with that. Someone thought they were getting a screaming deal on a car, and guess what happened? Just exactly what Mark said. They had a factory glut of these cars. They were now selling those cars brand spanking new, $10,000 cheaper than this guy bought at so-called wholesale. He was upside down overnight, $10,000. Okay, so just tell me who it is. I don't care. Just tell me.
Line 1 is Brian. He is asking a question about, can the foaming be done for campers, trailers?
Oh, hold on. Is this Brian you said? Brian.
That's a good question.
Brian, that's a cool idea. Even if they don't do it, I would love to have somebody that could do that. In fact, I could think of many things I'd love foamed. What do you guys think? Have you ever been asked about campers?
We have. Yeah, we've been asked quite a few times about campers and different things like that. We don't do campers.
I mean, that's not your forte.
Spray foam. Yeah, because this is made as softer.
And it's made to fill a cavity, isn't it?
Correct.
And it has to have resistance. It can't just be an open space.
It can't be easy to move or anything like that, because if you have a camper that's going to be rocking back and forth or anything like that, it's not going to be the best.
A spray foam, though, would.
Spray foam would.
Can you do spray foams like with a small hole and go inside closed cavities?
Yes, at times you can, but it's not going to really give you the best.
It's kind of risky, too.
Yeah.
Why? The expansion of that? Well, the expansion of that spray foam, you can't. It'll keep expanding for another 10, 15 minutes after you spray it sometimes.
Andrew, go ahead. Are you there? Excuse me, Brian, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead. What do you have?
I was just wondering on the floors of the trailers.
Listen, where is the closed space, though? That's the thing. You see, think of a wall cavity, drywall on one side and sheathing on the other, right?
Yeah, I've got they call it a four-season trailer, and there's probably about 10 inches of space in between the plastic that covers the bottom of the frame.
Do they put batting in there?
No, there's nothing.
Nothing? How can they call it a Four Seasons? Or is that the brand?
No, it's got heat that runs down from the vents and heats the tanks, but there's still no insulation. But it is kind of enclosed. The vents just blow enough air to keep it from freezing.
Yeah, and Brian, on something like that, the best application is going to be spray foam by taking that floor up and spraying it, because you can do closed cell or open cell. The open cell is the one that expands so much that you see that just really blows up. The closed cell is going to be a much more durable one that doesn't need more than a couple of inches, 2-3 inches. With our foam, that's going to be better for walls in a house that is stable and not moving. But in something like you're talking about, spray foam would be a great application for that.
Make sure you use the fire blocker there, though.
Yeah.
Because
what does that mean?
Spray foam is excessively flammable. Ours is in no way flammable.
Okay, that's good to know.
You spray foam under a trailer right by the tires, and you have some kind of spark ignite that there goes the camper.
Yeah, exactly. So you basically just need a thermal barrier sprayed on that, or a drywall that is at least an inch, half-inch thick.
So,
of course, you wouldn't put drywall underneath the trailer, but that's...
Thank you, by the way, for listening. And again, a lot of people like it because you can talk about anything. I'll give you time. We don't have any commercials right now because our computerized system that runs brakes is out of commission. This ought to be fun when we wrap up the show, right? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can get right through. So, on this idea, again, of a piece of equipment, and then adding what you think reasonable labor should be, you'll go old doing that. And again, I'm not justifying high prices. Never, ever, ever am I saying that. What I am saying is not all higher prices are necessarily cheating you, because they don't look at it as one job. If you're in business and you have, let's say, 40 vans out in the field, some of those vans are not working. Some of those are working 50% of the time, and some of them are working 80% of the time. Whatever it is, they have to aggregate their cost of doing business over every single job they do. So they know for every hour a tech is doing something, it's got to be a certain amount no matter what. And every job has to carry a certain amount. There are so many people that go out and just charge based on, well, there's an outlet, they're $2. We'll charge you $3, and then we'll only charge you a half hour to put it in because that's how long it takes. And at the end of the day, when all of these jobs are added up, they don't have enough money to stay in business. Honest to goodness. So what they have to do is take all that other stuff, not just the cost of that outlet, but the cost of their rent and all the other stuff they have to run that business, and they have to somehow account for it in each and every job. You know, it's the weirdest thing, the hardest thing to do. It is very, very difficult to do, and it is why so many businesses have prices that are seemingly too high. Now, there are others that are too high. They just flat out rip you off. I mean, we've had cases, I swear to God, where a toilet costs $6,000 to put in a toilet.
How much should it cost, sir?
Okay, there you say should. I would say a toilet installed. First of all, the cost of a toilet Now, even though people
Home
are gonna
Depot,
say,
$150, $200 for the cost of a Kohler toilet.
okay, if you get a handyman, then you just do the time, okay? But if you want a licensed plumbing contractor to come to your home, supply the toilet and put it in, this is my personal opinion. I don't think you're going to have anyone do it for less than $1,200. I'm just guessing, by the way. What do you think? I don't know.
I'd say most companies are going to be about $1,000, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this is just a fact of life. You know, you have certain things that have certain costs. Again, pricing is one of the most difficult things in the world.
I say this all the time. I used to buy valve stems for about, I don't know, a nickel. And I'd sell them for $3.99 all day. You can go to Discount Tire, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Costco. I don't care where you go. A valve stem costs $3-4, and I'm telling you, these companies buy it for a nickel. So who am I to say?
Okay, Renew Home Innovations, or you can call them the Kohler people, they're really a dealer that do all kinds of Kohler products, and they specialize in showers, and I say the awe-making showers where you walk in and go, oh my goodness, I mean truly beautiful showers that they choreograph for your movement. In fact, they're called the choreograph shower, and they do other things as well. For example, they do complete wall systems. They have Serica, which is a composite material, but then they also have pure porcelain they can do. Whatever they do, it's low maintenance or no maintenance. And it's a beautiful, beautiful bathroom, whether you have just the shower done or you have their whole system done, because they have the most incredible Kohler products. And that's renewhomeinnovations.com, renewhomeinnovations.com, or just give them a call, 303-904-2000.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan.
You got to fire off LTZ or something like that is what they see how we're starting to see the LT in these.
Are you going to describe any of them, or are you going to try to make up?
LT and then LT.
You haven't missed any
I don't know, something
of your
like
lives.
LTZ or...
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
It's going to do a 10-minute block. There's a difference in the front, too.
Yeah,
these are the basic.
By the way, you got to fix it long here.
This is a...
Off-freeway crews working in crash at Federal and Jewel. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds with sun this afternoon.
Too bad we got to take that. The smaller the cab, the higher it can tow. It's like the funny thing, because the more weight you put in the truck, the less you put behind it.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, that's like one of the hard things you got to figure out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, very true.
Delta Dental of Colorado.
Been sitting over here truck shopping the whole time.
So you can unleash your smile power. Go to deltadentalco.com today to see all of the fun options for groups, individuals, and families.
Fix It 24/7 for home services, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. And they will give you free second opinions, and this is something where you can never go wrong. Now, of course, they have the $39 find any problem and present you with a full and complete diagnosis, and if you have the work done, they will credit you the $39. They also have the $39 refurbishing special for furnaces for new customers, where they practically take it apart to the extent they can and put it back and adjust and clean every nook and cranny. But this other free second opinion deal is one of the best, because they can't just say you don't need this, they have to show you, right? Otherwise, what good is it? So free second opinions hold their feet to the fire. They put their money where their mouth is. If they say they can beat a deal, they have to beat a deal or give you a better value. And if you don't need the repair, they can show you what you really do need. And it has to work right. Second opinions, 100% guaranteed, free. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. Fixedbyhome.com.
So it's the 12.2 is all we need. I mean, especially if we're really trying to save and sell like later. And they don't have a tow thing in it, but it's trying to figure out, here's the engine. Like,
I see the messages now.
We have the double cab, and we need to get the double cab to the 11.4 with the 4-wheel drive. Because going to the crew cab, actually here, it's the 5.3 V8, and it's got to be the 5.3, and what we have is the 4.3s, I believe. Which no, we have a 5.3. There's something with the 5.
We've got a 5.3.
There's with the trail base. It's maybe the axle ratio.
We don't have a trail base.
You've never actually done the walkout.
It's something with.
I did the walkout on my Mazda.
The double cab on max, which is that's what we want.
It's not a
We
walkout
need
if
the
you don't end
6.2
up with it in
V8.
that place.
We need
I mean,
the
you can
6.2
walk out,
V8
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not an effective walkout.
That's the one that. That's why we have to go so far up. Because the 12.2, we're within budget.
Yeah.
Not on car, but on engine.
Right.
And then we still like it's Rocky Miles is like I say we flip them out potentially even at a 1 year mark. We're gonna see. I mean, I say we put it on the market once we have to look at 2 years because we wrap them. So yeah, forget about the wrap job.
The RX-8.
Yeah, but that engine.
I walked out. It was a Mazda.
Now the 2020s have a big change in them, I believe. So I think we need to look into 2020. So that's the. Or maybe it's in the 2500.
2 months until I got the price.
They're even pushing out our loaners right now.
You better have patience.
2020 just came
You're
out.
right. You're right. Well, what you did with your car you just got, sitting there.
Year.
You know what?
Year.
That's a pretty nice color too.
It's fucking crazy, and I'm starting to really like the color.
But why? I don't know why that was sitting there for a year.
Well, because they didn't get all their incentives to be able to discount it till then, and no one wanted to pay $80,000 for it. That's what I was saying to Tom. What happened is Hyundai eventually said, "Okay, we got to get rid of it. We're going to go ahead and kick you back $20,000, sell this damn thing."
And
So
see how these. Yeah, 52,000. I mean, they're diesels.
Yeah, I did. I asked them about
when you
that
get to
for
that bigger
over.
engine.
I was in no hurry to buy
so
that. I would have
go back
waited
to
till the next
diesel
year model.
and basic. Because
That's
then
the
you're
other
paying
thing
for
is if you can wait. That's where
everything in the truck.
What's it? Not like you
1500.
have to get buy a car.
There's not a diesel 1500, but I'm guessing the diesel's a 6.6.
Tell you, we'd be a
What
lot
is
better
she
off
saying?
with 2500.
I mean, that's where I priced them. 2500 might be your.
She said they lied to her on financing.
What did they lie about? Or what is she?
The same price. 55. There we go.
Who lied? Who lied?
I'll talk to you.
Really?
It's an LTZ, right?
But that's
I don't
the
mind.
complaint?
Like, because it'll stay clean and it'll sell better.
If you paid ahead of
So we did Frank Durant.
Yeah. Getting the boys a big.
And there is?
I don't think you lives left for me.
But
Do you want me to
I
go
don't
any or
think
do you need any?
there's send it over just
No,
Such
we
a
haven't
pretty
given that.
truck.
We got
I
the
don't wanna-
contract. And then she says to me the agreement, and then she says the contract.
700 a month.
Yeah.
Well, it's just going. Do they get it? It's like. Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Okay, now, Monty.
What's going on in your life, Monty? How can we help you, sir?
Oh, I was just listening to you earlier, and I agree with you about checking around for insurance.
You got to.
I do it every year, but I haven't had any success, anybody beating USAA for what their coverages are and the...
Then you've had a lot of success. You've had USAA. Now, in some cases, that's correct. Some people can't find better deals, but at least they're looking, and that's what you're doing. So what do you have that, do you think USAA, why do you think it's so special for you? Why?
Well, I think it's not just for me. I think it's for any person that is served in the military or can get USAA insurance.
Do you think that they will do, anyone who's been in the military and uses USAA will absolutely find the lowest price?
I believe so, even in some of the harder hit areas. I was in Florida, and I know people that went to Hawaii, and they usually have a sister branch. If they don't insure, they'll refer to you someone that's a lot less expensive than Farmers or State Farm.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. My neighbor and I both have about a $400,000 house. He paid $1,700 to start off when he had it built.
Mm-hmm.
I paid $439.
Wow. Listen,
for the same,
I don't, Monty.
similar coverages in the same around the same price structure and so forth.
I urge people to shop around always. I can't make a blanket statement that USAA will beat everybody every time, but it certainly is worth checking, especially if you qualify. You have to be a military veteran to qualify or an active service. Is that it?
Yeah, you have to be in the service or discharge honorably. You can't be get dishonorably discharged.
Okay.
I believe you can be a son or daughter, too, of a veteran.
Yeah, that would include a lot of people.
Related to it, or if you work at USAA, from what I understand, those folks are eligible to collect the insurance. So if you're involved in that process somewhere, but I've like I said, I've tried all of the insurances over the years.
I'm surprised, Monty, because I saved $1,000 when I switched from USAA to American Family.
You did? Wow. Yeah. How long have you been with American Family, the
4
worst
years.
company known?
Well, and it is, and we've talked about that, Tom. It was because of my son's
I know. And see, that's another good example. American Family, really a terrible company in all respects that we come up against, but they actually were best for his particular circumstance. That's why when you shop, you cannot go in with a prejudice, because if you do, you may end up not getting a good deal. Yeah, even the bad guys, I mean, if you can save some money, keep them until you can't. Because even the bad guys, they do pay claims. They're not going to give you a frickin' hell of a time, a hard time, but you can always fight them with public adjusters. Okay, so.
Company is.
Okay, so, sorry. Ann, what's going on with you, Ann?
Well, my home has one bathroom, and it's a tub shower type condition.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And for resale value, when I redo the bathroom, is it better to keep the tub shower combination, or do I consider one of those Kohler beautiful showers?
Now listen, I personally think that tub shower combinations are rank. Okay, however, there are some homes in a price range you don't want to spend the money to go separate. If you can go separately, I recommend the curbless walk-in or wheel-in showers that are just beautiful, and then a separate tub, if you can afford that. If not, I would go with the shower. And if you're asking what to pay for it, it depends on the price of your home. Now, with, for example, Renew Home Innovations, they have a good, better, best. So you could price it out at the low or middle price to see. If you're not going to keep the home, I wouldn't go with the best. But it would definitely help. Bathrooms definitely help sell a home. But you can overkill as well. I think that it really has to do with your price range. What is the price range of your home?
Well, I would say around 300.
So homes like yours are selling for around 300. Okay. How many square feet is it?
About 13.
Wow, 1,300? Huh?
It's like a 3-bedroom and 1 bath. It's a small home, small brick.
Okay, I don't think that it's worth going separate shower and separate bath.
Okay.
I think if you're going to redo the bath, you do it with a walk-in shower, and you just do a nice shower and a nice bathroom. I wouldn't go overkill. That's just my opinion on that one. Okay? And Renew Home Innovations, now they do that. And, of course, we have other great contractors on the referral list. Just remember this. We are getting a rash of people paying money up front, getting nothing from people outside the referral list. Please check people out. I'm not saying you must have someone at referrallist.com, but you must hold them to the same standards. Okay, now, Nate, a customer wrote paid in full in the memo. Let's talk about that coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by
it's a little long. I-70 between Central Park and Peoria. Also on the ramp from northbound 225 on the westbound I-70. And a little bit sluggish on southbound I-25 between Yale and 225. Otherwise, everything flowing freely wherever you might be headed. All freeway crews working at Craft at 11 and Quebec.
Are you looking at vehicles there?
Yeah, we've got to buy a diesel in the next week. And it's not even my truck, it's just another buy we have to make. This one here is a 6.7, it's gas.
Where are you going to buy, do you know?
Well, right now we're looking at Phil Long, but I buy a lot from Ed Bozart. I've always liked working with them.
I say you go where you get the best deal.
I mean,
right.
I
swear to God.
I bought enough there that when I go in and they know I'm talking to them, I'm going to buy a truck, and they know if they fuck with me on price, I'll go somewhere else.
What about our car broker? Does he do
You ought to try it.
We've been buying new.
No, he'll do new, right?
We've been buying brand new.
That black guy?
Yeah.
I hate to say that black guy, but
I know.
He's the only, I don't remember his name.
It starts with Rod.
He's really good. He's really good.
Yeah.
What company is that?
Here, let me look.
Because I did check with one and I haven't heard back from him.
Okay, he's quick. Here, let me.
The 6.7 is the diesel, right?
Remember that
They've been around for 20 years.
Social Security thing for
53.
that number.
With our real estate market.
The one that you messaged me.
I could go with the, I'm starting to like the new Chevys.
JFR, right, Tom?
Yeah.
No, this is single, that's not the right back door. I think the
He's
Chevy.
really a good guy.
Is he?
Man,
I mean,
those assholes who have your truck, man, I'll tell you.
Oh, did my. But, you know, the thing was, is I was done buying me new trucks. I was going to take this truck to 350,000 miles. I was going to go buy a nice sports car next. Because when you buy a $70,000 truck, it'd be nice to one day have it paid off. Instead of just buying a new one every 3 years. Well, sure as fuck, I take it there for one thing wrong, and they jack it up. That's what I think. They jacked it up. I had a good truck, had one first thing ever go wrong, and I think the mechanic just jacked up the repair. And just like A1 didn't want to go all the way down into it, I don't think anybody wants to do the work to get in there to figure out what's wrong.
Well, no, because it's fucking time consuming.
Yeah, it's 2 days of work. Just
to get to it.
It's 10 hours. It's like 10 or 11 hours. That's book time.
Just to get to it.
Take it off and back on. Take one off and put one back on, but that's what they got to do.
Do what? Yes.
Yeah. So I would call and ask them. There's no. They do got inventory. He's a good guy. His name is Ron.
So what I've been doing is I've been buying Chevys. I've been getting 75,000 mile bumper to bumper full blown dealer warranties on the back, and with the intention that I'm selling every single one of them at 70,000 miles, and as is where it's at. But the nice thing is they don't show tow miles, so I have some that they'll tow 60,000 miles.
I copied and pasted. I'm telling you, I swear to God, when I handed this over, you asked me to do this. Look what I did. I copied and pasted. Look, savings on fees, the exact coding by block.
It's really well in our favor. Agreed.
So now is the time to take advantage.
I promise you, I can restore it in sections.
I don't care. Oxford White.
There it is. Every single block.
It's just not there, that's all I can. I think I just told him to put it back
New
up.
girl, 55. But that's MSR too.
Will I have my copy or do I go in and restore that?
No, you better have the copy.
But I made, when you told me to do that, I did it. Every single block.
We hold our ground somehow. With that second rig, until we need it.
In fact,
and
we
make it
loved
in
it.
December, because January, February, March, we buy in December. If we can make it to December, that's
we
what my goal
can
is.
make that happen.
Well, especially if I go buy a new truck. Then my truck's sitting around. But to sit there and beat my truck up for another 30,000, 40,000 miles just towing that rig is not a big deal on that truck. Is the other option. Let it.
I'm sorry,
that or I'm trading my truck in. I'm going to figure out what they offer me a trade-in value. I think that if once it's fixed and then I hear trade-in, if you guys hear what I'm getting offered on trade-in, it might be a head scratcher going, is it just worth doing this?
Is he the owner?
Because I'm looking at their pace. They're pacing at 2,000 miles a month.
Just give out whatever phone number's on the referral list.
The other
Guys, you got a question, just give you a heads up.
Got it.
How much does retro foam cost? How does it compare in price to cellulose installation?
I'll let him answer that.
Yeah.
Did you get that question?
I would also make sure.
Oh, all the time. Yeah,
but they're not the same product either. One seals the house, one fills the cab.
Just talk about it on air.
Right on.
Just to make sure that we hit that outside costs.
What was the question? So I have
cost.
Yeah, how much does it cost compared to cellulose?
So they heard us over with JFR. The guy just came back and says JFR rocks.
JFR?
Yeah.
No, they're good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would just
Yeah.
give them have them tell them what you want to do for your vehicle.
Yeah, and when they come back with a price on a particular vehicle, then you just call up the dealership and say, hey, can you beat this?
Yeah. Well, will beat any price by $500. So
Who will?
Ford will. The Phil Long Ford.
Oh, Phil Long.
Yeah. So if I say Ford, then he kind of loses it on every time I go back. But he's probably already a beat deal with Phil Long Ford. What does he charge? How's his cut work?
I don't know.
That's what I'd be more interested in. Is like you make it $250, then cool. If you're trying to make $1,000, when I'm buying a $50,000
the price that counts, bro.
They're doing the
It's
price.
the end price that counts.
That's exactly right. Bottom line.
That's the end result.
Making, right?
Well, I don't know,
people
because Ed Bozarth, I might have just closed a $250,000 job by buying trucks from him.
Well, that always
Which
makes
is
sense.
the other thing is you're also building local relationships for your company, so you
bet.
Oh, that's it.
You're right.
That's a definite, man.
Yeah.
You might have just got your
I'd
truck
still be
paid
interested
for.
in talking to him. Oh yeah, no, I actually told him, I say, if I close this job, I'll buy another 5 trucks from you on the spot when you sign the contract.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, on the phone again, why can't you do it?
I'm trying to buy a lot of trucks this year. I have too much income to bear.
This is a water-based product.
Right, in the car, so it drips, it'll drip?
Well, what can happen is that cavity can be up to 12 inches, 16 inches. And so if you go in there and try to fill that spot up, you're going to have so much water weight, it'll go into the drywall and it could collapse. Yeah.
You can't fill the cavity because it's so thick. It's not, we're not supposed to fill over a 6-inch cavity.
Yeah. 6 inches is the limit to the thickness.
6 inches is the limit to it. So we can do ceilings. It's just we made a choice like a week ago that it just wasn't the direction we wanted to.
Just go to savingonfees.com.
The manufacturer does not guarantee it and says don't do it.
Oh, good, perfect.
Everything's done, so they don't have to do it.
Well, they got to do my actual changes.
Yes. Okay, what changes?
Yeah.
Just on the contact.
And that's the thing.
The phone number I want, everything.
Well, I can do that.
It's going to have vibration
no, you
through the
can't
wood. You're
change
not going
that
to get
form,
rid of it.
can you?
Okay.
That's a whole
Let
different
them
kind
do
of
it.
type of
That's
sound. Our soundproofing is going to be for like voices and things like that. That'll absorb it.
Let's put it this way: the way they did
It's not going
this
to stop that vibration.
is so easy to follow. They did a great job. It's so fucking easy to follow.
And it
to
should be
back
just
up.
like all our other.
And to back up, it's the best system I've seen. This block
The
system.
best, Jerry?
The block system beats the shit out of pages. I love it.
No, it's a steel
I can't wait to see how they do it.
Hi, Tom Martino.
No, here, 303-713-TALK. What does it cost, this Rocky Mountain Retro Foam? Somebody wanted to know compared to the fiberglass.
Yeah, actually it was cellulose they were talking about, and it's really
Or compared to anything. Let's just talk. Price.
Any of those, it's going to be more expensive, definitely, 2-3 times as much. But it's also going to have the ability to do so much more for you. Keeping all that
Get really
heat
close
in,
to your mic here.
You got it.
And we'll point it to you now.
Keeping all that keeping all the heat in the house in the winter.
Of course. It's better, you pay more.
Yeah.
But you need, I don't know if this makes sense, but it's less time. In the long run, having something insulated traditionally, what difference does it make if it's more expensive? Because obviously no one's going to put in bats. So the other part, the cellulose, doesn't that take a little longer, actually, the cellulose, or not? Or the same?
A little longer to put in?
Yeah.
To install? It does take a little bit longer to install, but also cellulose does eventually settle down. So you end up with gaps in the wall, and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's settling of that. Same thing with fiberglass if you're blowing it in. So they just don't last as long.
Foamyourwalls.com. Hey, Nate, you bring up something that a lot of people bring up. So tell us what happened. Go ahead.
Sure. My wife is a graphic designer. She had a client. The bill was $400. She sent her the invoice. And this is a nightmare client that, long story, but the client sends only $250 with the check and says paid in full or final payment, something like that in the memo line. So we looked that up, and, we just want to be done with the lady. And some things online say that that's like a contract. If you cash it, you're saying
it's not. Well, our attorneys and our experts in the past have said it's not a contract. However, there's this. First of all, they have to. They're saying if you sign it, you agree to it. But the back of the check is not the same as the front. If you initialed that front part, it could be, but you didn't. Now, another way to get around it is just easily. just take the just ACH it. Don't do the check. They don't have your signature.
ACH.
Yeah, you take. Listen, any check that I take, I can convert to an ACH deposit. I can't instruct you how to do it on the phone, but it's easy. You have that check. And for example, when I pay bills, sometimes it comes through as an ACH, even though I paid by check. And I think it was called Check 21 statute, which meant you had to make you had to make everything available immediately. So what they did was they set up a way. Have you ever gone to a store where they put it in a machine, give you the check back right on the spot when you write a check?
Yeah, like Walmart almost everywhere.
You got familiarize yourself with it, Nate. I don't think you have a problem either way, but I don't want to be in the position to tell you that, and then you have to fight them, because you will have to fight them.
Nate, imagine if you wrote your check to your mortgage company, and in the memo you put paid in full.
Yes.
Why not just cross it out?
Hey, that's a great, hold on, that is a great idea, damn it. Dan, you're an engineer. I is an engineer. No, really, Nate, I swear to you, that is a great idea. You can cross it out and initial it.
We did cross it out.
Good.
But just the prospect of just dealing with this person more is almost worth not going after the 100.
Yeah, exactly. Then
hell, I'd go after it, especially if you don't want to deal with him. I wouldn't go after him if I wanted to deal with him, and I would try to work it out and be nice. But if this is a pain in the ass, go after him. Who cares? They're a pain in the ass. By the way, Nate, what does your wife do?
She's a graphic designer.
Like what? Give me an idea.
Well, she made a logo for this company.
How much does a logo cost?
Yeah, well, that's a complicated question. If you it can about $400 you can do it for if you know what you.
You know what? Everywhere we're looking, we're seeing beautiful graphics now for under $1,000. I swear to you, we had a few done. We can't believe how beautiful they are.
$62, Fiverr.
Now, Mark, think about the beautiful logo compared to the $5,000 we paid. Now, I'm not saying the $5,000 ripped us off. I'm saying times are changing.
No, they tore our face off.
No, times are changing, don't you think? I'll bet you a lot.
$5,000 was way too high. They tore our face off.
I'll bet you a lot of people charged $5,000 back in the day. I'll bet you.
Back in the day was only a couple years ago.
Hey, Nate, did your wife charge way more back in the day or not? Or is she new at this?
She's pretty new,
okay.
But she's definitely a deal because she is independent instead of with a company.
Does she ever, hey, listen, is she ever on Fiverr? She could go on Fiverr, or like they're called crowdsourcing sites, she could get a ton of work.
One of the guys on Fiverr I use, he has like 20,000 logos he's done.
Now, here's the point. You go on there. Now, granted, they can be a lot cheaper when they're not meeting with you face-to-face, doing tons of revisions and all of that. But you go on there, they prepay for this, and then you get to design just whether you want one alternative, two alternatives, you have a pricing menu. Just have your wife look into that, Nate,
different formats.
Because you're not going to have pain-in-the-ass customers. You don't really interact that much. And crowdsourcing is the way to go for people if they want to work at home.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that?
It's incredible. Have you not been happy with any of the logos we've got for $62?
I've been elated. And then the extra pricing is menu driven.
Yep.
A few bucks here and a few bucks there.
Yeah, you want a banner for Facebook, that's an extra $10.
I mean, I think is incredible. Again, Fiverr is one of them. There are several crowdsourcing sites. I found Fiverr to be one of the best. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get 100% guaranteed satisfaction. Who knows? I mean, I just haven't come across a bad one yet. I've come across some prices that I think scare me a little when they say they can do an entire mobile app for, like $28. No, they don't. But they say like $300. I don't know if that's true. I mean, come on. A mobile app in itself. Okay, guys, so let's sum up what we've learned about Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. It pays for itself. It's safe to say truly it's the best foam out there. It's the best insulation out there, period. I think.
Best insulation for existing homes.
Yes.
You got it.
Now, spray foam is just as good, but it's not retroed, and you can't snake through it.
That's right. It's going to be a much, much tougher to deal with.
And this is nothing like the stuff you get in a can in a hardware store.
Not the same at all.
All right. Anyway, foamyourwalls.com. I'm Tom Martino. It has been a pleasure even through the technical difficulties, and we will be back here tomorrow. Remember, I say this and I mean it. Save all your problems for me.